About the 90s. I'm gonna go see Creed in June. Dude, I'm hyped. I don't care if it's cringe. I'm hyped. I always listen to Creed in the car, like on road trips. Like not the whole time or anything. But Alex was like looking for birthday gifts, and she was like, she was asking one day, like, would you ever want to go see Creed? And I was like, sure, why not? And then I noticed on her calendar that we had a weekend blocked off in June, and then I just looked up the date on Google in Virginia, and then boom, it popped up. So I was like, I know my birthday present.
Mic check. Mic check.
Check.
Hola, amigos. It is I. Did it work?
Okay, we're actually coming through now, guys.
Cool.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No.
You guys like my trash pile?
Trash pile. Ah, at first I thought you said plow, but I love it.
Your trash plow?
Yeah, trash plow.
Yeah, all my trash right there.
Let me see this.
It's a nice
Wow.
plow.
Yeah, I've been cleaning up the basement, so I need to take all that out.
So you're just like shove it all in the center of the room. I'm done.
Well, that's the back door, yeah. And I have so many cables to fix up, bro. Like, can't stop burping, so I just muted myself.
Alright. You know what? Let's just fucking go ahead and get started.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Oh, democracy.
Yeah, go ahead and kick it off, man. You're our fearless leader.
Hey
Yeah,
guys. I guess I'm the fearless leader. I forgot my slides this time, but welcome the slides to my podcast. Welcome to the Stone Gauntlet. My name is Kenny Quick Irish Kirby, and we are back. I know this probably should have taken place in March, but it is what it is. We're 7 days into April. Fuck it.
This means you guys get 2 podcasts in the month of April.
Two podcasts in the month of April. Unless Micah just completely stacked his section, because I know he was saying that that a lot of stuff kept coming
They're
out.
still coming things out. They're still coming things out. There's still stuff coming out. It's driving me nuts.
So we'll just go ahead and kick it right off the bat. Final Fantasy Rebirth. Has anyone here played it?
No.
Nope.
I haven't either. However, I've heard I heard it redefined open world like games, and I kind of want to try it, but I also know I have to play the first Final Fantasy VII before I even get to that, and that's after Baldur's Gate, and that's after Tears of the Kingdom. So this might be a little ways down the road.
Here's the kingdom again.
I'm gonna try it again. I mean, I love the game, but I just need to block out a section where I'm not doing live service games every other day, and just play some actual games.
Yeah. Dude, that's tough. It's so tough, like, to sit down and play a single player game all the way through. Like, there's so much shit to play constantly.
Man, you guys are over here struggling. I just played Spider-Man all the way through, and I'm thinking about doing it again.
Well, do you have to worry about
those days.
taxes yet?
Yeah.
Well, what does that do with online games?
Actually, Micah's paid taxes, right?
Maybe, I think.
Yeah, you worked a job. So
you did work a job.
Yeah, so thank you for being a tax-paying citizen, Micah.
There we go.
But
Final Fantasy Rebirth, Micah.
Totally, dude. I have the tax people hunting me down right now.
but when did it come out? Last month or?
Yeah, I mean it came out fairly recently. Okay. And it's got like great awards across the board. You know, they didn't really change anything. I looked it up. Aerith, spoiler alert, still dies. You know, because it's kind of the whole crux of that game.
Of Final Fantasy, yeah, it's the Final Fantasy. So.
Dun dun dun.
I heard they made Tifa's boobs slightly smaller, and I'm like, well, that's
Hmm.
alright. I mean, like, what are you comparing it to? Polygon Tifa? Like from back in the day?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so they made them bigger or smaller?
They, smaller.
Yeah. I mean, that's happening a lot and everything, though. Like, dude, I was like, all be playing a game, and I mean, you just look because you're like, yo, are these characters thick? And you're like, yo, where's their ass? But then it'll be funny because there's always one guy character who's got like the fucking biggest cake on him, and you're like, why does he have fucking cake for days, but all the female characters aren't allowed anymore? You know,
Remember that?
oh, go ahead.
Do you guys remember that joke of like the whole thing with Brianna Larson as Captain Marvel and Tom Holland as Peter Parker? How Peter Parker had like large
More
buns.
ass? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You
But-
know, I think it culminated with what's that? Tomb Raider, like Rise of the Tomb Raider. When you would like go through crevices, the camera would just like fucking zoom in on Laura's ass. And you could very clearly hear that they got feedback about that because there was a far less of that in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, its sequel.
That's interesting. You know, it's one of those things, man. Sex sells, right? It's just marketing. You
Well,
look everywhere, you see that.
Overwatch.
Sex does, yeah. That's why Overwatch
Ah.
is still alive. Like it's able to sell skins because everyone's gonna get pissed off about Mercy having like a fucking Thailand skin, but people are gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
In fact,
But
if people had told me that Baldur's Gate 3 allowed you to run around with a team of topless elven archers, I would have been playing this game in September.
well,
I'm surprised you didn't hear about that.
we might talk about that a little bit. So we'll
Oh.
see when we get there.
When we get there. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'd say it's worth a look, guys. It looks like one of the more decent games to come out. I don't think it upcharges you for anything, unlike Dragon's Dogma 2.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I haven't played Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'm always the fucking devil's advocate of Reddit. Because anything that Reddit hates or likes, I know generally the opposite is the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah.
So, Dragon's Dogma 2 fell into my fucking radar because of, like, basically Reddit. They got pissed off that Capcom was doing microtransactions on the game. And when I first read about it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of sleazy. You know, they sell essentially
In-game mechanics.
in-game mechanics like fast travel or camping sets and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
the problem is, and like everyone's like, this is pay to win. It's not pay to win. There's no leaderboards in Dragon's Dogma 2, and it's a mostly single player game. Who are you paying to win against?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's the thing is people complaining that it's pay to win it's definitely the wrong. I think the real fear is pay to play. Like for example, like I did look a little bit into this and actually talked to our Josh Slapfunk about this because he was playing it. The weird thing about the game is that if you start a character, and let's say you just make an ugly, hideous character, you can't just make a new game. Like you are stuck with that character unless you like delete the files on your computer. And then some people, it was actually like banning them because people were altering the Steam files. And it was like not expecting that. So it was like getting nuts where people were getting Steam bans, which is a big fucking deal. Because if you have like 900 games and you're getting a Steam ban, Like that's gonna fuck you. That fucks you up. I would lose like $10,000 if I got a Steam ban,
Yeah.
right? Because of all my games are on Steam. So it's kind of weird that they did that. And then they sold the ability to recreate your character, and they're like, well, it costs money to do our data. It's like, no, dude. People are buying a $60 game from you. You know, this is a single player game. Death Stranding is similar where it has like, you know, because I think the thing is their database. They have to have it because you can essentially your character can be in the party of another single player. And so that's how it kind of works. I think it's like from what I watched, and so like they're trying to say, oh well, it costs money to change the database tables, and it's like, dude, no, like they're already paying money. People should be able to create as many fucking characters as they want. Like that's just how it works. You guys should have maybe thought this through, or maybe made it a little different, or but some of the mechanics, like I talked to Slapfunk about it. Essentially, like there's a you can purchase a like transmog, like change your appearance. Like you can use real money, but supposedly like you can just play the game and also unlock these things, and they're not that hard. So like some of them are kind of like people are just being a little sensitive. But I thought the creating a new player thing was a little bit weird. But
So
that's all I have on that.
point and counterpoint. Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, everything that they sell for, you can get in the game. In fact, there's a very good reason why you don't get fast travel things right off the gate, and that's because you are supposed to go out and experience Dragon's Dogma
Yeah.
2. You're not supposed to warp to all these other cities to get done or to get quests done as quickly as your favorite streamer. Like you're supposed to wander through the wilds and get jumped by a Gorgon, and people that are paying to uh, quote unquote win are really just paying to skip entire sections of the game that they paid $60 for.
Yeah, they're hurting their own experience.
Yeah.
So
Although
I
the
mean,
lack
but
of a new character or a new game, that's bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's the only thing that's weird. But other than that, I've heard it's really good. I've heard a lot of people really like it. It's just odd. Like the first Dragon's Dogma was like also like kind of like cult loved. Like let's be real, if you talk to the average gamer, they're like before Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, they're like, what the fuck is Dragon's Dogma? I never even heard of this. Micah, you ever heard of Dragon's Dogma?
No.
Yeah. It like I knew about it because like just like I'm a big time gamer. I don't know. Did you ever know about it, Kirby, before Dragon's Dogma 2 came out?
I have Dragon's Dogma 1, and I've done the
Okay.
entirety of the first area.
Oh, just the first area.
Yeah. Like, to the first
Yeah.
town, and I was like, wow, this game's pretty cool. And then I got
Yeah.
distracted by something else.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because it has a super cult following, but it's not exactly like it's not most people's like favorite game, and most people haven't played it. Like it's not like a Skyrim, right? It's like fucking everyone knows what Skyrim is. People are playing Skyrim on their Alexa, so like, yeah.
I think,
But
okay, so, like, this isn't new for Capcom. Just look at Monster Hunter, and go try to get all the DLC for that. You'll fucking, like, lose your mind.
they have a lot of DLC.
Yeah, it has a ridiculous amount of fucking DLC in Monster Hunter.
Oh,
It's like hair color purple, hair color blue, and all of it costs money.
are you serious? Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay, so they like. Oh, I won't. Another. It's funny. I've always wanted to play Monster Hunter, but like anytime I look at it, I'm like, how much fucking money do I have to spend to play this game that's been out for like 3-4 years now?
I mean,
Like,
it's all cosmetic. It doesn't really affect whether or not you can get to the top, but at least last time I checked. However,
gotcha.
it still is a cosmetic shop.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 and 3 and 2 for that matter all had like weapon skips. Like you could literally buy, in 4 in particular, you could buy a golden like ticket and use it to upgrade to the most powerful version of that weapon like right away.
Gotcha.
So Capcom charging for in-game mechanics is not something new. I think the reason why it pissed everyone off is because it came paired with performance issues on the PC, and it was capped at 30 frames per second on the new age consoles.
Yeah.
And the microtransactions just broke the camel's back.
Yeah. How's it doing on sales? Do you know?
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not tanking at all. It's the same as like when Reddit tried to destroy Diablo and they just literally cannot. It's the same thing with Dragon's
Not
Dogma.
Wow, 2.5 million copies. Yeah, they're not hurting. That's for
No,
sure.
they're not going to give up the game, and chances are, Capcom's going to backpedal some things and maybe like just tweak the game as it goes on. I bet we'll be seeing a much better version, a definitive, quote unquote, version of Dragon's Dogma 2 within the next year.
Cool. Shit.
And now on to the big one, guys. I hyped up this game when I started playing Divinity, before even playing it. And you know what? All the praise is worth it. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm currently playing it. That game kicks all sorts of ass. Uh, I have never played something that felt so much like a fucking D&D. And I was telling my friend about it the other day, how I wanted to complete Divinity 2, like, because I was like right at the end before I started Baldur's Gate 3. And he's like, why would you do that? And I'm like, why would you eat the meatloaf when you've already had the prime rib? You know?
Yeah.
And Baldur's Gate 3 is 100% the prime rib. There are cutscenes now. You get more involved with the characters. People react in the game to what you do. And it just feels like this almost living, breathing world of Pharaon, like the fucking D&D world. And every step you take could lead you into treasure or immense danger, as I've found out multiple times.
Hmm.
I'm
No,
glad you found that out, not me so far.
Don't worry, I won't be warning you guys for anything that's coming up, because that would be called metagaming.
Except for, I am the only other than our stream, my storyline is just peaceful and nice so far.
Yeah, it's going to get corrupted. There's no way you're going to hang it. So, we're talking about a Baldur's Gate 3 stream that we do every Friday. Micah, Peter, and I started it recently. The first episode is out. It's worth checking into. We're playing it as if it was D&D. So if my character has a dark urge, and I told Micah if he doesn't want me to kill somebody, he's going to have to persuade me to by rolling a die on his end. We're talking as if we're in character, and we're trying to formulate the story with our characters as well as envelop into the story of Baldur's Gate 3. So check us out on Fridays. It's a whole production.
No, that's pretty cool. I'll have to actually. You guys do that every Friday at what time?
I don't know, like probably 9 your time.
Oh shit. Okay.
Or cool. 11. It'll be somewhere around there.
Okay.
I'm also slightly
awesome.
debating on streaming my peaceful, kind campaign that I'm going through.
He's a paladin, and it is my one goal in life to break his oath.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about my paladin. I'm talking about my other character.
Oh, you mean your kid? Yeah.
I wasn't talking about my paladin. He's probably the most dickish character ever that hates your character, as we've pointed out. Well, as we put it as. So he may be a paladin. Go ahead.
Micah's character in his own game. I joined his game for a little bit, and he came across one of the most important characters of the game that you could save right off the bat and have her join your team. But she's up in a cage, and she was like, "Let me down," and Micah's like, one of the options was first say please, and she's like this kind of cat lady bitch, so she's like, "I'm not gonna fucking say please to you." So Micah walked away from her.
I let her die.
You just left her there.
I mean, being in character, that's good.
And then he came back later and the cage is broken and he's like, well, okay. I
She
have,
got
a,
out herself. That's not my problem.
I have a feeling she's going to come back for you at some point. You two are going to cross paths and and she won't be as nice the second time.
Well, you know what? I've got an entire army right now because, like, my other Astrion and Shadowheart, they both approve of me because I don't push things. I let Astrion bite my neck, of all things. So,
You
let
know
her
what?
come. See what
Stream,
happens.
stream your good luck charms of Baldur's Gate 3. But the main reason we're bringing it up today is they are not adding DLC. Did you hear about that, Jordan?
No, actually, I didn't hear about that. I did hear about the mod support, but not the DLC. That's kind of crazy that they're not going to offer any DLC. But I guess they want the community to create it.
Basically, the way he put it was like they started DLC, and then went our heart's not into it, and so they dropped the DLC and they said we're not doing Baldur's Gate 4, we're gonna do our own thing next.
Wait, is that a bad thing?
Uh,
Oh,
no, it's
Okay.
it doesn't matter what the game is as long as the studio behind it is good. And Larian very clearly cares about its customer base, and they're moving on to what I assume is Divinity 3.
So my thing with DLCs, the only thing I like about DLCs is if the game leaves like offshoot stories to the point where it's like cliffhangers. Like Spider-Man 2 is a good example. They basically introduced Carnage and then he flew away in a helicopter, leaving you about to die on a fire. Like,
You know,
then that's
games
gonna be a DLC. So it's like
games used
cliffhanger.
to be way more obtuse about that. Like you had to play God of War 2, I think, or God of War 1 all the way through and then stick through the credits and then it was like Kratos' brother is coming back from hell. You know, and now it's like way more up in your face. Like games nowadays where it's like, "Okay, we're getting you to this exciting spot. Wait for the sequel." Or the DLC that's coming out. And it's like, just give us that part. I think Baldur's Gate has a complete package, so they're adding a couple things like mod support, as well as crossplay, and they're adding some new endings for really really evil people. Then they're gonna drop it and move on to their next game, and I respect that.
They're not gonna make an ending for really, really nice people.
They have an ending for really really nice people. You'll find it, so long as you manage to stay nice throughout the entire campaign. I
Oh,
think
okay.
your best bet when playing these type of games, never take anyone at their word.
That's a little late.
The what?
yeah. Didn't you say you let a vampire suck on you?
Yeah,
Aren't you a
and pretty
paladin?
much said that's okay. No, my actually, yes, I did say my other character is a paladin because I figured I'd try to see if she would be great as a paladin.
Well, here's where
I,
I make the one exception to that rule, Micah, and it's what got me through Divinity with my entire party intact. Because there's a certain point in Divinity where if you are one of you has to ascend to godhood, uh, and if you're not on the best of terms with your party, one of them's going to challenge you
Oh, okay.
and
Right.
turn on you, and you have to kill them to get to the next part.
So, in the future, do not add Lazarus to my party. Gotcha.
No, the best way to handle stuff like that, Micah, is always side with your party. Always side with your party, and it will get you through the game. If you think that, well, I mean, unless you're trying, well, sometimes they want to do evil things. But if you stick by your party's side and help them, you'll end up with an incredibly powerful party at the end. who most
Well,
likely
yeah, I'm
won't betray you.
extra powerful by letting him suck my blood. Shockingly enough.
Yeah, and you unlocked a power for that, where you can suck other enemies' bloods in the middle of battle.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, I think we've talked too much about Baldur's Gate. Moving on to Overwatch is getting changed. Everybody gets the hero now. There is no actual pay to win. Uh, you know what? I think Overwatch, out of anything, truly is pay to win on this list because technically, before the seasons came out, you can pay like $10 to get the season pass and you unlock the hero. And always within like the first 2 weeks of Overwatch,
Yeah.
the hero's OP
Yeah.
until it gets tweaked, and then they like nerf this or that. But when you're playing like Mwaga or Venture or whoever the fuck is coming out, you can fuck up so many people during that time frame because they tend to release the heroes as overpowered.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when people complain about him, it's like, oh, yeah.
A game that used to be really bad about that was League of Legends. Like, they would release a new champion that would be absolutely fucking broken. This was like in the year 2012, 2011. But I remember like Hecarim when Hecarim came out, and he was just fucking unbeatable. I was like, and that's when I stopped playing League of Legends because I was like, they charged like $20 for the character, to buy the character outright, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not fucking paying $20 for this free game. That's fucking stupid. And I'm glad I never looked back. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're doing that. Yeah, I read some of the other stuff too. Is there more to that?
So basically, Blizzard's response is we make enough money off the skins that we can give everybody the fucking hero for free. That's
Wow.
corporate speak for we still want people to play this game. We're tired of everyone trashing us. So yes, everyone gets the fucking hero now. And mythics are unlockable. Here's the thing with Blizzard. When Blizzard releases a game, whether it be Overwatch 1 or what later became Overwatch 2 or Diablo or anything or WoW expansions, it has such a fan base that the fan base is just going to rip it to shreds. And Blizzard, puts itself in that position, which is actually kind of admirable for them because they release their patch notes on everything they do. And then you got your rapid fans that go through and read the patch notes and compare it and then call them out on that shit and then start a shitstorm and then Blizzard gets caught in the crossfire. But they're not going to lose the game because Blizzard plays the long game and they do it really well. You see,
Yeah.
they release something like Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 and then they get their feedback like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that you did this," or it's take too long to level, blah, blah, blah. All that little bitching is essentially telling them how to improve the game. So every Blizzard product, about a year after it gets released, ends up being like top of its line.
Yeah. No, and that's true. And it's just one of those things where if I don't know, man, like they should test more, do some alpha. Like it's interesting though. Who knows? Like Blizzard doesn't necessarily they don't make any bad games. But it's to the point now where it's like I don't know, like Diablo 4. I put a fuck ton of hours in it. I got my money's worth out of it. But some people are crazy and are like, if I can't play this for hundreds of hours,
Yeah,
then it's not fucking worth. And it's like, dude, like I put 40 hours into a $60 game. Like that's pretty fucking good. Like I would say at that point I've got my money out of it. Like people just expect to like play a game for hundreds of hours now, which is just that just shouldn't be the case. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's ludicrous. Yeah. Micah, did
Yeah.
you want to say something?
I was just agreeing with Jordan's comment on that. Because I do find it stupid that people are like, yeah, I hate games because it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. It doesn't go to my 1,000 million hours.
Yeah.
game, and then it's like you spend like I'm gonna use Spider-Man as another example, but
No, that's like the prime example.
That's fine. Yeah.
yeah, I forgot how much I bought it for, but I spent only like 3 days on that, and I was just like, okay, I'm satisfied. This was an amazing game. And then
Yeah.
I'll randomly play it again, sure, but
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the type of game that like picks back up down the line after
Well-
like you spend a year or two away from it. Playing Spider-Man's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll go do that again.
Also, how fun was it the entire time you played it? It was fun the entire time, right?
exactly. It was just
That's where people have fallen off. Like it's crazy. I'm replaying the old Jack and Daxter games right now.
Yeah.
And I beat Jack and Daxter 1 like 100% of it in 3 days. I probably played 2 hours a day, so like 6 hours, 6-7 hours essentially. Maybe maybe a little more because I gathered everything. But like it's crazy because like it was fun the whole time. It wasn't like a bunch of grinding. It wasn't like fetch quests, or some procedurally generated shit. It was just fun, and then you get done with the game, and then you move on to the next. Where like nowadays it seems like games are just like how much shit can we shove into this fucking thing to make people happy? Because if our game isn't 30 hours long, people are gonna bitch.
It's never gonna work. Like Baldur's Gate 3 shoved in like 500 hours worth of content, and people are still like, well, "Where's the mod support?" It's like nobody is ever gonna be happy in this world.
It's insane.
That's why I like Lego games. Is just because they literally
they're just
they're
fun.
literally just fun. That's all they're meant to be.
Yeah,
You can go back and play it at any time.
Yeah.
There's also something to be said about like just what is the game for, right? Like, for instance, I have different games for different moods. Minecraft is a great game when you're depressed or, you don't want to do shit or have to think about shit.
I'm gonna absolutely disagree with that and say Overwatch is. Ha ha ha.
Overwatch is a great game when you're having a good day and you want to ruin it real quick.
And you want to be depressed, yeah. You want to feel like shit. You're like, why did I just get slapped by this fucking no-lifer who's been playing this game since day one, He'd have the fucking platinum border, which meant he was level 5,000 or something like that. Like, that shit used to blow my mind, man. When I play Overwatch, I'd be like level 80 still after, like, playing it for years. And then I'd play
You
against
made it
some
to
guy.
level 80?
Yeah, back in the day, but like, dude, people were literally like level thousands, and I'd be like, what the fuck even is that border around their, like, that's insane. Like,
Yeah, and then in chat you get like, LOL, tank diff, and it's like, just shut up.
yeah.
But here's the thing, like, I love playing Overwatch under certain circumstances. I hate playing it by myself. I actually have a lot of fun with Nick and Micah when we play together and do, shout out to Lord of Old Door Frames. When we play together, and go check them out on Twitch. And also Spider Dude 200. They sometimes stream those streams. But when we play, we have fun. Sometimes we're serious, sometimes we're goofy. But we're actually come together as a team if need be. And sometimes we just get relentlessly beat and call it a night.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't play Overwatch for an entire Saturday.
Yeah, I only play it if I get invited. Like, if my sister is playing, I'll play. Or if you guys, like, if I see you guys are texting and I'm free, I'll pop on or something. But I never am like, you know what I want to play right now by myself? Overwatch.
Yeah.
No.
It was funny. I have actually had a couple moments like that, and surprisingly enough, hard enough as it is, I actually had a good time doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it can be fun because
random.
there's so many progression systems that it can kind of give you a dopamine hit. Because it's like, oh, look at all these things I unlocked. But yeah,
It's good in small batches, right? Like, if I come home during my lunch break and I want to knock out the challenges of Overwatch, when I pop Moira on and I have a good run where I just fucking decimate everybody and then like not die that match, I'll go back to work pumped up.
Yeah.
But if I
Now, if you do
play
enough of it,
if I play more and more and more and like a fucking casino, the house always wins, I start to lose. I'm just going to get more pissed off at the game. I'm going to spiral down, and then at that point I should be playing something else.
Yeah.
And with Diablo, like Diablo is the perfect game for when you want to listen to a podcast episode.
Yeah.
Because this is the part that people don't seem to fucking realize about this game. It's not Spider-Man. It's not The Last of Us. It's a game where you kill. I've said this time and time again. You kill demons with the stick, so you can get a bigger stick to kill more demons.
Yeah. It's a looter. It's yeah. I mean,
that's like a perfect explanation. I love
that's what
that.
it's meant to be. It's not supposed to be the best fucking story or anything. It's supposed to just, you're trying to optimize builds and you get better gear to optimize your build. That's it.
And it's great to pop a podcast on and jam out to just fucking slaughtering demons for like an hour or two. Games like Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, they can hold me for like an entire week. And that's not necessarily the quality of the game. I mean, yes, those are higher quality games. But at the end of the day, each game kind of has its own purpose within our life, you know? I guess that's what I'm really trying to say here. Overwatch isn't my favorite game, but I'm not like super fucking critical of it because I realize it has its flaws. I also know Blizzard's history of releasing garbage and then turning it into fucking legends like Diablo 3. So I still have high hopes for Overwatch and high hopes for like Diablo 4.
Bro, I can't even remember Diablo 3.
I played Diablo 3 before Diablo 3. Okay, I hit that sweet spot right between like after they got rid of the audition or the auction house and they moved it to console.
Yeah.
And they gave all the console people the better version of Diablo before they gave it to the PC people.
I remember the auction house. Now, oh my god, yeah. I know, and I remember Diablo 3 actually came out right when I graduated from college, I feel like, or it was between summer, and I remember for like a whole month I would just wake up at 8 p.m. at 8 p.m. and I would play Diablo 3 all night and then I'd go to sleep at like 10 a.m. and then wake up at 8 p.m. again.
Yeah, before they added adventure mode, I would run the campaign and then be like, well, I guess I'll run the campaign again. I did that with my sorceress like 5 or 6 times just because it was that much fun. You know?
Yeah, but there wasn't. Yeah, it was interesting, man. Now, man, I wonder why I wasn't able to initially remember. But yeah, I see you have. Do you want to talk about the Diablo changes that were just made?
Yeah. So Diablo is at that turning point. It's finally listened to the and this is Blizzard's fucking plan the entire time. You know, like Season 1 was a rush job because the game had just launched. Season 2 was much better because they got the feedback from Season 1 and Season 0 to implement it. Season 3 was a quote-unquote downer for the community, but it was a planned downer. People, wake up. Season 3 was less on content because Season 4 is going to fucking wow. And they didn't want to split that content between 2 seasons. They wanted to wake you up. And this is how they're going to do it. They're overhauling their itemization. I remember playing the most recent season and just being like, yeah, these affixes, they're kind of fucking annoying. You do 10% extra fucking fire damage on a Thursday while massaging your feet, And it's like, can't you just give me 10% fucking burning damage? And so that's what they're doing. They're condensing and also making the affixes better. And then they're going to take those affixes and add them into the Codex of Power naturally. So as you play through the game and you pick up different powers, they go immediately into your Codex. and everything is already in the Codex of Power. Um, at that point, you can then level them up. So if you get like a plus 10 to fire damage, but you pick up a rune or whatever the fuck that gives you plus 20, you could break that down in the blacksmith, send it into your codex, and now your codex powers give you plus 20% burning damage.
Huh. Okay.
Huh.
So they're making it much easier to just swap around your build on the fly.
That's cool. No, and that's good. That's like quality of life stuff is good. You know, if there's no point in like forcing people to go through grindy shit, you know, the less bad grind there, the better. You know, you want good grind, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and they said that they're gonna do less loot, but more quality. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this because Diablo's always been about showering you with loot. And I wouldn't be surprised if people complain about the loot drops and then they just kick it up to here you go, here's a shit ton of loot with better quality stuff or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's
You know?
it. You know, that's the thing is, I don't know if I'd almost rather
Get
I'd almost
meaningful
rather the
drops.
loot get meaningful drops, rather than just a bunch of random shit that I have to take back to the city and vendor. You know, because like, is that fun? You know, that's what you have to ask yourself. Is like, is my player getting a bunch of dog shit loot and having to go back to the city and selling it a good experience?
You know what? I'm about to blow your mind, dude. So you better fucking strap into
Yeah.
your race chair, dude. Because there's a game that did it perfectly. It's called Torchlight. When you're rolling around in Torchlight with
Yeah.
your little badger, and your bag gets full, you could just dump
Yeah.
all your trash onto the badger, send them back to town, and continue fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
Torchlight's pretty good with that. Yeah, which is funny too, because like Torchlight should be more popular.
Yeah, not gonna
Torchlight,
lie, that's probably the main reason I got bored with Diablo is because every like time I would have one giant battle with Kenny, we would always go back to this town. And I'm like, oh,
well,
yeah,
then
like
maybe you should give it a try after this update. Like if it's less loot but better loot, you're gonna spend lot less time in town just fucking digging through your shit.
uh,
Or be able to trash items on the spot. Why is that so fucking hard? Like,
Yeah, to disassemble it right from your inventory.
yes, boom. Now you can get showered with loot and also get excited about uniques or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and they could even have like an auto disassemble
Yeah.
sort of thing.
So, the final thing that I'm the most excited about is minions are now getting 100% of the player's stats. So,
minions? Are you talking about those like yellow
I,
little bean dudes?
no,
that's what I thought
I'm
you were
not
making a
fucking
joke.
talking about those guys.
I thought you were making a joke really quick, and I was like, DreamWorks Minions.
No,
Minions are
next.
joining Diablo?
God damn it! If they did, that would be the one time I give up. I would just be like, I'm fucking done with this game. Minions is too far.
And you know
Does
Reddit would love it.
oh
They'd be like, "This is the best addition to Diablo ever made."
they'd be like, oh my god, did you see the giant banana? Doesn't
Yep.
doesn't every other RPG have some sort of loot assembly system? Yes, yeah. You know the ones that like Baldur's Gate doesn't have it, but Baldur's Gate isn't really the type of game to have that because you're either the person that doesn't give a shit about the loot and just drops it, or you're a hoarder like me and you have fun sorting through it all.
Yeah.
And Baldur's Gate allows you to do either. But some games like a disassembler on the spot, I know that whenever I see that, it brings me joy. I mean, it's a quality of life. It's 2024. We should have that by now. But we'll see. I'm excited that Diablo is finally going to. I mean, let's be honest. They're just moving closer to Diablo 3.
They should move back to Diablo 2.
No, like, we don't need Diablo 2. Oh my god. Diablo 2 was like Okay, I would play Diablo 2, I guess, if they upped the look of Diablo 2. It still feels jagged and weird to me now. Especially of how like fluid Diablo 3 was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
millennials.
People love Diablo 2 though. Like my buddy still gets on and plays it.
Well, that's
So
the thing. It's like Blizzard releases the game, right? Like Diablo 2. And then people are like, Diablo 2 is too dark. And so Torchlight comes out. And then fucking Diablo goes, oh, people like cartoony games. So then they make Diablo 3. And then everyone's like, Diablo 3 is too dark or too cartoony. This game sucks. And then something like Path of Exile comes out that basically gives you Diablo 2. And now everyone's like, why isn't this game like Path of Exile? And so we're getting closer and closer to just going back to Diablo 3 so they can get the majority of people to shut up.
yeah. True.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing pets here soon,
Oh,
especially.
that's the one thing I liked about Diablo 3 when I played with you was just the pets.
Yeah, I want I want pets in Diablo. They would make so much money. It's like the Cowboy Bebop skins. Everybody would be buying the fucking latest like Rottweiler or whatever.
I still see the Keybot, the Bebop Keybody skins all over the place still in Overwatch.
Yeah,
Drives me nuts.
people love that. Like people buy that shit, and they would buy pets, especially if Blizzard, take notes, is smart and decides to release like accessories for your pets. Like put a little top hat on your fucking little demon running around.
Oh my gosh, I would not even play the game. I would just be there sitting there trying to figure out animal like design, clothes, armor.
Yeah, like have your little pug dressed up as like a knight, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever. Just give me pets. We all want them. I don't even care if they pick up gold. Just give me
Don't even
pets.
make it. Just don't even make it like a full blown like deadly looking wolf. Just give you like the cutest random animal. Like make a armadillo that just rolls into people.
Yeah, or like they don't even have to fight. And they had like the Diablo 3 seasons was all about like getting halfway through so you can grab the pet from it or the wings, and then you would just like give up the season.
Anyway,
So, Diablo 4 is cracking up, and also a game of the month shout out, Helldivers 2. I got pulled into it midway through the month. I finally decided to do it. And then I invited Micah into it, and we had some fun.
yeah, we should play more of it. We gotta figure out a time to do it.
We
Yeah,
really do.
if we set up a day because I love Helldivers, man. I still play it. I don't. Have you guys looked at it recently, like today?
I haven't no.
No, but
We
I heard that they completely fucked with the fan base on like April 1st.
Well, yeah. Well, the Creekers fucking got what they deserved, honestly. So I'm an anti-Creeker. I think just brain dead. Like the whole point of the game is to do the major order. I mean, it all goes back to people pay the money they want to pay and they play the game they want to play. But it was just kind of nuts.
Good
Well,
job
actually,
on
on an,
recapturing Malevolent Creek. Yeah,
Yeah, but the automatons are gone. You cannot play automaton right now.
oh
what?
okay.
Like, yeah,
Really?
they are dead. We've annihilated them. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but let's be real. They're gonna come back. They didn't pay all this money to develop animations and models and all this just to get rid of them. But yeah, they are gone right now. All you can play is bug missions.
Dude, this
Huh.
is all part of the fucking story. It's all
Yeah,
like they very clearly retracted the automatons, and like I I like this company because this company is like making it's crossing that boundary between games and reality. Like the CEO acts like he's the leader of Super Earth on Twitter when people are like,
yeah.
"Where's the Illuminati coming?" And he's like, "Those don't exist. We wiped them out." You know? It's it's wonderful. Like it's funny to watch the overall narrative bleed into reality and to see the fans pick it up and run with it.
Well, the funny thing is, I have this app that actually gives me updates on Helldivers, like which places are being invaded, which places are being have like been like demolished for like democracy and all that. And another great part about it that I found out is you can actually practice typing in the codes for
For the
the
stratagems.
yeah. But like I always get random updates on my phone. I'm like, oh cool, that place has been taken care of.
Yeah, no, it's cool though. I love it because it is truly like a live service game, and the war is ongoing. If you're playing or not, the war is ongoing. And I don't know. I just look forward to. I believe we will be talking a lot more about it. And for anybody interested, the new War Bond comes out. I think this week or it's next week, and it's all explosives. So there's gonna be like a crossbow in there and some other stuff.
Oh,
Chatty,
So
you know what we gotta do? Totally like nothing that involves killing you or anything, but we gotta play. Like,
I'm actually glad Helldivers is like fucking taking off the way it is. Because if they keep getting the money that they're getting, they can turn this into a really cool immersive experience.
yeah,
the only thing they need to do though
What's that?
is let Xbox players play.
yeah. The problem is
No.
it's such a. I mean, it would be great to like crossplay everyone, but the problem is it's a Sony IP, I
Okay.
believe.
I'll say this. If you asked me that question 5 years ago, I'd tell you to go fucking jump off a bridge. Because there's no way in hell Sony would share its IP with anything that's anti-Sony. But the way that the video game systems have seemed to almost be forced to play together, like against their will, they're slowly coming together to be more.
Minecraft.
Minecraft united all three of them first, uh, but it's slowly forcing them to be together because if they are not, people are going to jump ship. So
Yeah.
it's possible we may see Helldivers 2 on Xbox at some point, in exchange for an IP of something like, I don't know, well, not like Halo, but maybe Halo.
Dude,
You know,
I think it's funny because like the reality is they should just they like they get money for it. Like, like initially, yeah, you want people to buy it on your system because then you are like, people have an incentive to buy your system, so that helps console sales. And then also you have full control of the sales and the distribution. So like you get all the cream on the top, essentially, all the profit. But the biggest thing is like, yeah, I could imagine after 6 months them being like, yo, hey Xbox, we'll let you guys, distribute this and take a little bit, but we want a little bit too, right? Like, and so then they can kind of get a double dip. Um, that makes sense to me, but I'm not a big businessman, right? So who
Well,
knows what else goes into that?
the main reason I want Xbox to come on to Helldivers 2 is because I need my guy, okay? Mr. Lord of all door frames. This man will go, like, murder these things. I've seen him in action, and it's pretty cool.
we would
I
have
feel
fun
like,
in Helldivers, especially if
yes.
like all three
Yeah.
of us were able to play together.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it on Xbox. Don't get me wrong. It's just it won't be tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little cool.
Um, I think that's pretty much all I got for this month.
More
Yeah.
cool beans. And I guess it is the movie section, which I am kind of excited for right now. Okay, so for my section, there's a lot of things that have actually happened. It's kind of driving me nuts. Sorry, I'm pulling up the Google Docs right now so I can actually see. But so my first thing is the Bad Batch. I am currently really loving it. They're still releasing episodes right now, but oh my gosh, it's driving me nuts because like they're adding more of the they're mentioning a character that died last season's a lot more, which is like making a lot of suspicion for a lot of people because like throughout the season, you basically get the first like couple episodes of season 3 is you Omega and Crosshair are stuck in this um, prison for the clones where they're taking DNA, and then you eventually find out one of the main people are actually that's taking Omega's DNA is actually throwing it away, which gives you like this whole suspicion, like, why is that? Eventually, the Emperor comes in, talks to about this project he's been doing with the head guy of this place, and they enter a room, and you're like, okay, this is getting more interesting. And you don't even know what happens with Omega, like why she's so important. Until later on, which she brings in, which is an episode that actually brings back Ventress from the Clone Wars, which I've never actually fully watched the Clone Wars. I just know she's mostly a character. Bet you guys could probably.
She did exist, yes. Ventress,
But
Ventress,
what?
if I'm right, was a Night Sister. So, like, she wasn't necessarily evil. She was getting trained by Count Dooku. But Dooku essentially told her to fuck right off. Um, and she kind of became her own thing after that, like a gray Jedi type of thing, but not really a Jedi or a Sith, just not really caring. I got, force powers. And then she disappeared. I think she actually, uh, quote unquote, gave her life to like save Anakin or Obi-Wan. And then she just fell off the map until this most recent Bad Batch episode, where we find out she's still alive.
Yeah, and she kind of comes in, and the the funny thing is the Bad Batch knows exactly who she is. They're like they figure she's there for evil, like completely. But she's actually there because you find out that Omega might actually be a clone with force powers. And it's like up in the air right now because they haven't fully confirmed it, but they're like, yeah, she's been tested positive and we don't entirely know, but like
Well, if I'm right, like the sisters program or whatever, the Dark Jedi came about through experiments of Palpatine to live on past his death. So Omega could very easily be like an early experiment. Like what would happen if I get uh, force powers to this clone? Will I be able to inhabit a body like that in the future? In fact, it's heavily hinted at in I believe like the Mandalorian that the whole reason they want Grogu is because his species is one of the most force sensitive species in the entire galaxy, and they want to use him to continue the experiments of Emperor Palpatine to bring him back.
well yeah, that's what brings back like the whole emperor the emperor's Emperor Palpatine's hold on, brain breaking his whole experiment because like they mention it full blown because they have a bunch of Jedi later on throughout the episodes, like just a bunch of kids too, sitting in this like enclosed area, being like, "Hey, yeah, we're testing them for force and taking their blood." And I'm like, this makes so much more sense. Why the Emperor's probably making a clone himself, which is kind of interesting. So, but yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, I definitely suggest watching because Captain Rex is he Captain Rex appears in season 1, some of season 2, and then in season 3 he becomes a really good character throughout it. So like he's brought up a lot more in
Well,
his fight with the clones and helping them out.
the only thing Disney did right with the Star Wars universe was handing over part of the reins to Dave Filoni, uh, who knew that scrapping the fucking extended universe of one of the most beloved uh, shows in existence was a really dumb move by Disney. So he picked and chose what would come back up, like Boba Fett escaping from the Sarlacc pit and all that shit. All that to say, his outreach of the fucking Star Wars section, which includes shit like fucking Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, Clone Wars, uh, are the only good parts about Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
Outside of Rogue One, and I'm one of the few people that actually liked Solo.
I enjoyed Solo.
I
Yeah,
like.
Solo was alright.
I felt like Solo brought it back to its roots, and I know a lot of people were pissed that fucking Harrison Ford wasn't there or whatever. But it's like at some point you
Yeah.
gotta extract the actor from the fucking character itself. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, also it costs money. Like, just to bring him on board. Like, just fucking, you can use the money in other places, better CGI, better writers, instead of just like, well, I don't know.
Plus,
I mean, Disney has so much fucking money, but still, like, it's one of those things.
I think they did a good job explaining a lot of the shit in the Star Wars universe, like the fucking parsec. What's that? In 12 parsecs, it's like the Kessler
Yeah,
one or run in 12
yeah,
parsecs. Like 12 parsecs
yeah.
is a fucking unit of measurement. It's like how the fuck did he do that until like you watch Solo
Yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, now it's mathematically
It's
possible.
cool.
yeah.
You
So,
know.
here's what I want to say. Who the fuck is this, like, little girl? She is really unsettling to me. I don't know why. It's like Uncanny Valley.
That's Omega. She becomes like the big part of it, where she,
Okay.
like I said, there's a whole thing that's brought up that she has Jedi DNA in her. And
Okay.
she basically, everybody knows the Bad Batch, and they're just defective clones. And at the beginning of season 1, she actually was like, "Oh hey, I'm actually kind of relate to these guys. I'm just gonna go join them." And
Okay.
these guys with the Bad Batch were like, "Why is she hanging out with us this entire time?" And then eventually they kind of just get hooked with her, and then Hunter becomes like a huge father figure to her. He's just like when they lost her at the end of season 2, they were like, he full out told Wrecker, he's like, "We're finding her now, no matter the cost." And there was like a part where they actually brought somebody into this like high society as a bounty, and they full out killed that. I think they killed him in front of them. I don't entirely remember. It was the first episode, but they didn't really care. Like normally they'd be like, "All right, maybe there's a different way," but they were just like, "No, we need the information to get Omega back."
Okay. Yeah, no, I was wondering. She looks uncanny. So I don't know, she's freaking me out.
Her
Um,
later on
cool.
version is a lot cooler. It's kind of that's her in the slideshow. That's her like that's how she kind of starts out as.
Got you.
But later on, she actually gets like this like she becomes a little bit cooler looking. So,
Cool.
but yeah, and
Anything
then
more?
And Lord of Oldor frames, yes, Harrison Ford is like 90 years old. We need to just let him retire.
yeah. Also, I don't know because like they would have to do first if they did want to do him for Solo, they would have to do what they did with Mark Hamill and like
That would be
reshape
horrible.
him
Like
looking
Yeah.
young.
they did it
That was
like they did it in Indiana Jones for a very short amount of time for a reason why. You know,
mm,
because he looked like weird.
It's
yeah.
uncanny. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
Cool.
saw it when they like did the whole thing with fucking Princess Leia after she died and then like brought her back onto the set. It's like fuck right off. All you have to do is be like uh the princess has died. You know, unfortunately her ship got attacked by blah 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 on the way over here. Make it a part of your story, but don't revive her as a fucking ghost in the TV show or a fucking movie. God, I'm pissed off at Disney. Okay, sorry, go on.
That's all right. That makes sense. Disney has ruined a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel, but yeah. Anything else?
No? You ready to
Okay.
move on?
Yeah. My next series has, oh my gosh, has actually made me cry recently because Ninjago Dragons Rising still going. Great series if you grew up with it. Like the first episodes, it's like, oh man, like, well, they released the pilot episodes, like this whole backstory, and everybody loved them, so they just continue the series. Just keeps getting better and better. Though they have had a downside, like the Hands of Time, that was a good series. It just didn't. It was okay, but like Ninjago Dragons Rising, if you compare this series to the first season, it's like, wow, this has grown so much. Like in season 2, they actually, why it made me cry is because we didn't lose a character. He more sacrificed himself to enter a different type of realm just to save everybody else. And it was like, crud, we lost this character, and that would be the Fire Ninja Kai, who's the first ninja you actually meet of the entire Ninjago series. So it's like, it hits hard when that happens. Especially when everybody's like, yeah, he was the hero and all that. But they mention a lot of things from, like, back in the day. Like, they bring a smoke master called Cinder, and Kai full out went after him, and he's like, you do realize I beat the last master of smoke, right? And just completely, like, beats him at first until he gets the shatter spin. Which is one thing that does throw me off about Ninjago, is they have created so many versions of Spinjitzu. Nuts. But other than that, the animation for Dragon's Rising, amazing. I was astonished by one fight scene between Lloyd and Cinder. Because poof, Cinder disappears into smoke, and then Lloyd's just like swings around like in a fluid motion. It's just like, wow, okay. But, yeah, definitely suggest Ninjago if you want a good show. It's actually, I've noticed that instead of it being left into the kids section, it's actually been put into the young adult section now. So, which is pretty nice.
Cool when series age with their audience. You know, like we had Harry Potter age with its audience.
Harry Potter did a hell of a job with that too, where it just was like all goofy and fun till about the third book, you know.
And then you're like, yeah, and then it's like, yeah, you can only see this fucking bird if you've seen somebody die. Like, okay, we're fucking getting into some trauma here.
Yeah, shit got real like immediately in that.
Yeah. Yeah, this spell will fucking turn your skin inside out casually, and Harry's gonna use it on someone.
Oh, and our Neville's parents have been tortured to death. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, honestly, Mike, it's cool. You know, it's one of those things where like a lot of people would be like, Ninjago? Like, why the fuck would I watch that, right? But like, I think it's one of those things that, like, art comes from weird places. You know, it really just depends on like how much effort people are willing to put in the story, and you know the writers, and if they're passionate about it, good products come out. I mean, and people end up liking it. So I mean, it's cool that you see the change from the first season, and you've seen it just grow and get better, and that you're enjoying it. Because I mean, that's really all that matters. Like, I mean, I've watched a number of shows where people would be like, "Why the fuck would anyone watch that?"
Even though he just called your show shitty.
I did not say that. I did not say that. I mean, that's
would watch
but like
show?
most. I mean, no, people would do it with stuff I watch too. It's like, why the fuck would I want to watch a fucking 30-year-old anime about giant robots in the apocalypse? Like, no, nobody's like, so, but it's like, yeah, I think it's neat because I mean, it's also like it's Lego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically is.
Yeah, so it's like, if somebody told me that a really popular show was going to be about Lego ninjas, I'd be like, what kind of crack are you smoking? But I think it's great.
Yeah.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix, all the seasons, every single. I'm pretty sure Dragon's Rising is more it introduces, like, if you look at the front, there's the golden, and well, the yellow, and then there's the one with the cat ears. That's Aaron and Sora. They're more of the younger generation of ninjas. But what I like about Dragons Rising is it doesn't entirely evolve around those two. Like, it still includes the ninjas.
They got
Like,
video game series too, right?
they had a video game called Ninjago Shadow of Ronin, and then there was the Lego Ninjago movie,
Yeah.
which, I mean, that's iffy.
Oh.
It's good,
That's
but like
unfortunate.
it basically does not go anywhere with this Ninjago, the series.
Gotcha.
But like the best part is, like, kind of like you said, it does grow with the audience. Like when you first watch it, you get these like younger ninjas who are absolutely reckless, and then later on, it was in the techno season where it's like, oh shoot, a ninja died. Like, he actually did fully die, but he was a robot, so his mind was uploaded into a different body made
They got
by.
robots too.
They're
Okay.
called Nindroids technically,
Okay.
but Zane is a Nindroid, and he's the Ice Ninja, and he is like a key part to the series. There has always been 4 main ninjas, and that would be Kai, Fire Ninja, Cole the Earth Ninja, Jay the Lightning Ninja, and Zane the Ice Ninja. Those 4 have always been key. And then the Blue Ninja on the right is Nia. She later came in the Ghost season, and Lloyd came in the second season. Well, no, technically he came in the first. Both of them came in the first because Nia is Kai's sister, and Lloyd is the son of the main villain, Garmadon. Which Garmadon's a great villain. He will randomly pop up, and you're like, oh, yep, things have just gotten serious. So,
Cool.
but yeah, it has evolved, and that's for sure. Like, when the movie did come out, though, they kind of tried to tie it together a little bit, but of course it didn't work. But they actually changed. What?
Was it kind of like, were they? Do you as a fan, do you feel like it was a cash grab, or do you feel like they were just trying to like do a spin-off?
It was a cash grab spin-off of the Lego movie.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was more of like, because you see the Green Ninja in the Lego movie, and it's just like, here we go, have those ninjas. But it was still alright. I mean, Jackie Chan plays Master Wu, which was hilarious. But yeah, but after that, it kind of shows, like, it does give them the hair change, which kind of also is like the point where they actually like grew up to the point where they were like when they first start out, Kai would probably be like maybe 19 to 20, like most of the ninjas would be, or maybe they're just in their 20s. But like by Dragons Rising, they're probably like 30 to 40s.
Oh, so they
Years old.
keep a long. Okay.
Yeah, so like they age, and it shows it too. So, but yeah,
Cool.
just figured I'd mention that because there's going to be a season 3 of Dragons Rising, so it'll probably be brought up again. But
Cool.
anything else? I know nobody's really interested in it, but
No, wait!
No,
Don't say
we'll
that.
just,
That is
know,
not at all. I'm actually
well,
very interested because I think it's interesting that I would never think Lego Ninjas could have such lore and deep enough to where you could talk about it for like 15 minutes. Like, I think that's dope.
I could talk about it more.
Oh, I know, and I know you could, and that's interesting to me. Like, I think it's interesting.
I'm interested because I'm the only one who didn't say your show sucks right off the bat.
Did I? I did not say that. Okay, if somebody told you that a show about Lego Ninjas would be super popular on Netflix, you would tell me I'm smoking crack. But I think it's cool that there is, like, there's a lot of lore here. I mean, shit, dude. Like, there are some shows out there. I'm going to talk about a show later in my anime section where it's like, why the fuck is this even a show, right?
Well,
Yeah, but that's
so,
cool.
yeah, another funny thing though is there was one season where they actually made it anime because the villains were like they're making up their own stories about the ninjas, being like, "Oh yeah, the ninjas did this," and it was like this whole anime section. There was like one
That's
point where it
cool.
looked like Goku.
Yeah,
They literally just went like, "Yeah," and just send a lightning bolt at him, like Goku would send his thing at somebody.
yeah, no, and it's stuff like that. You can tell they have fun with it. No, dude, yeah, I'm definitely, I'm not. I hope I didn't come across as shitting on it because I'm not shitting on it.
No,
I would just
you
be
seem more
completely
interested
silent.
than Kenny, someone who didn't make a comment. But I mean, it's all right. I don't really make comments in your section.
I have made comments.
I know, I'm joking.
You wanna move on?
Well, I did want to mention that this has actually been the longest surviving Lego show that Lego has made. Because there has been Lego Bionicle, which was still amazing. It's just older now, and it's kind of like the old guy of the Lego group.
That
Um,
that one is nuts too. The amount of
yeah.
lore they created off of the yeah.
Then there's Lego Chima. That lasted maybe like 3 years.
Chima?
Yeah,
Like the
it's
restaurant?
no, it's basically an animal Lego thing.
Oh.
You nobody has heard of it anymore. Like it's like you mention it and people are like, "Huh?" There's also Lego Nexo Knights, which is pretty much the exact same thing, just knights. That only lasted like 2 to 3 years too. So like you mentioned Nexo Knights or Chima, it's like, huh?
Damn, I didn't realize there were so many Lego shows. That
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were all good. Like the Nexo Knights was. I watched a little bit of that, and it was interesting because it was just a bunch of knights that basically went against dark forces, and then this jester became like was made fun of, so he became more evil and eviler to the point where he was just like absolute destruction.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well, for sake of time, just because
yeah,
I want to go to bed before 2 a.m.
that's true. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Um, so my next thing is Jurassic World Chaos Theory, which everybody norm. Okay, so basically this is more of a spin-off series, which I kind of support because it is older version of them, but it's an older. It's more to the future where Jurassic World was happening, while before that the original series is called Camp Jurassic World Camp
Yeah,
Cretaceous.
crustacean or whatever. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is a future series.
Yeah, this is them in the future, and it's like,
Oh.
oh, cool, somebody's hunting them down because their fame is like, hey, and then they run into more dinosaurs.
Is
Which
it more adult themed?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I
Is
more
it
saw the trailer, and then it was more of like the dinosaurs were hunting, and the characters were just more of like 20-year-olds.
okay? Because
Yeah.
I can't lie. I was pretty bummed because I heard, oh, Jurassic World show, and then I saw that it was like a bunch of kids, and I was like, fuck, like
Well,
this isn't gonna be brutal like I was hoping.
actually, Camp Cretaceous was really interesting because they made some parts of it actually scary. Like, there's one point where one of the main characters actually falls off a train, and you don't see him because you think he's dead. You don't
Yeah,
see
but
him for
does
like.
anybody get eaten?
I'm actually there. I'm pretty sure somebody does, but it's more of like a shadow or like it's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I want to see somebody pulled apart by two T-Rexes, and that's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
get me.
not as brutal, but like I do think there's one guy that does get eaten because he
Okay.
was more of like tried to control the dinosaurs and they release the
Okay.
dinosaurs. And it's
I'm
just
glad
like,
they at least
hey,
have that, because like any show with like Jurassic World, like the books are fucking brutal. Like, if you think the first movie's brutal, like the books for Jurassic Park are like is like insane. So it's
Yeah,
always
because
funny to me.
Hammond dies, like actually dies in the first book,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where he gets ripped apart by the little compies that don't show up till the second movie.
Yeah.
You know.
God, dude, compies, bro. Yeah, they ate that little girl.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, they
I've
fucking
never
devoured
really
her
thought
ass.
about that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's like it's funny because as a kid I did not realize that, and then as an adult I'm like, oh, that's what happened there. Like they ate a little girl. Um, no, but that's cool. I mean, is there is this coming out soon or?
Yeah, it's coming out soon. It's another Netflix series.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
most of the things that are kid shows that I put up here are mostly Netflix. So yeah.
You know, it's funny, man. Kid shows, not kid shows. I think the line is super blurred nowadays, man. Because like, dude, like Adventure Time is fucking super lore filled and great, and it's classified a kid show, right? And then
Yeah.
like, so it's one of those things where, I mean, there are definitely some shows that are kid shows, but that's like Spidey and Friends, and you
Oh please,
know,
oh,
like
don't
shit
never
like
mind.
that. Yeah, like dude, I watched some Spidey and Friends when my cousin, Alex's cousins were over, their kids were watching, and I was like, oh my god,
That
like
makes me want to punch
this fucking
something.
hurts.
That makes me
Um,
want to punch something so bad.
yeah, dude, it was painful, but yeah, cool. I mean, do you want? Is there anything else for this one?
Not really. It was only like a 30-second clip trailer of it, so like
Gotcha.
wasn't big. Okay, and then another thing is oh shoot, I lost my place. A Spider Within, a Spider Verse story. It was actually since I think they mainly made this to apologize to the whole delay on the Spider Verse, which I still do appreciate that they delayed it because that means they can work on it more.
Yeah.
But this was actually a cool little YouTube short that was like 20 minutes long, but
Wow.
it was more of like a horror type Spider Verse story, which was actually pretty cool.
The
So,
fact that I didn't realize it was 20 minutes long, that's pretty cool that they popped. I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it at work tomorrow.
I mean, that's
yeah,
better than like 5 minutes long.
yeah,
Well, I would when you hear short, yeah, I
Yeah.
would have expected 5 minutes, 4 minutes, even like because sometimes they're just, I mean, they're just trying to give you something to make you happy. But 20 minutes, that's an episode.
yeah. But it was really good to see Miles again and that his animation because like yeah we were being held off for a while, and then my next thing is another like 30-second clip trailer. It was very small, and that is Tales of the Empire,
So what
which
is
is basic.
this? Because I haven't heard of it yet.
It's basically like it gives like there was you remember that it's like what if not entirely what if, but it's also like the
Tales of the
animation.
Jedi.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. That's what I'm speaking. It's basically just for the Empire. Like they
Okay.
bring in the trailer, they show General Grievous as shown. That's actually a clip from the trailer. Darth Vader's in it. The what are they called? The the Jedi, the Sith that have like the blades that spin. I forgot their names.
They're like the sisters, but or something like
Yeah,
that. But they're basically Dark Jedi. Just call them
yeah,
that.
Dark Jedi. They're basically just making a Tales of the Jedi just for the Empire. So
Hmm.
basically an evil version,
Okay.
which is pretty. Okay, and then time wise, I'll just leave it at that because I don't really know much more about it.
Well, you
Other
have
than
my attention now.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
called Bambi the Reckoning. If y'all have heard Pooh, Blood and Honey, this is basically Bambi,
How does
but
he
a
keep
horror
getting
movie.
money? Like, how is he able to make these films?
Yeah. Also, I wonder is the like the IP just free now because it's so old or what? Like people because it's kind of crazy they're allowing him to just do this.
No, though all that stuff is like falling out of Disney, fucking copyright.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because copyright after a while falls off, right?
yeah, and so he's making these horror films based off like Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. He's already said that there's a whole Poonin-verse that's coming.
Yeah, supposedly he's probably gonna connect. I've seen a lot of things that he's gonna connect like Pooh, Bambi, just make a whole horror like movie section for this
Wow.
super
like.
dude. But they're
So
all fucking movies of IPs that have just like fallen out of
Yeah,
copyright.
copyright protection.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
pretty
looked at
cool.
Disney and was just like, "Huh, you know what? Now that they're dropped out, let's make it horrified."
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're low quality. Like
Did did the trailer look good?
The trailer just had the entire trailer. It zooms in on Duck, and then it shows two hunters that are just like, "Oh yeah," they're talking about how this guy's like, "Oh yeah, I shot a deer once." Kind of just left it there and just killed it, and then it zooms into like it transitions the scene into like a car driving on the road, and this giant deer just flips the car, charging at it, and
what a
then it's
great
like.
conversation to have.
Yeah. And then at the end of the thing, the Bambi just roars like a blood screeching roar. And then that's how it ended.
So you
So,
know those movies from the 1980s that were like almost but not quite entirely unlike Gremlins? The B
Yeah.
movie schlock that like
Yeah.
t- tended to trail like the better horror films but still get a cult following.
Yeah.
That's what these are.
Gotcha. I still need to watch Pooh Blood Honey.
yeah, I haven't seen that yet either.
Those
But
old
number
kids
two's
TV
coming
shows
out.
were the best. Lord of Old Door Frames. This is going to be the new kids TV show.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to show Scarlett as soon as she's able to form thoughts, and just scar her for the rest of life.
Yes, Lord Doorframe Bambi is pretty much a powered up skinwalker.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Is he like he must be a skinwalker or something? Dude, skinwalkers scare the fuck out of me.
Like
You
if
Yeah,
you
know, the
look
more
close
you talk
at
about
the
them, the more
image,
likely they are to appear.
like if you
yeah,
look at the image closely too, you can see his little teeth sticking up his nose.
yeah, dude. He's fucking. Yeah, this is the why I'm glad I live in Leesburg in a very.
Yeah, but you tend to attract ghosts to you. I still
I
remember
do,
when like we went up on the mountain and you're the only person that
dude.
found the fucking dog.
Dude, I swear to fucking God, bro, that shit like real. Like,
Wait, was it you
I
who's talking about coming up to Montana?
yeah. Are there a lot of ghosts in Montana?
Maybe.
We
I'll
went
let
to a
you.
ghost
I'll tell you.
um prison up in Montana. It was pretty fun.
Nah.
Oh fuck.
So
Well,
we need to bring him along to the ghost prison
no,
next time.
Well, this is
I
look. This is what I tell everybody, right? I can go my entire life trying to see a ghost and never see one. Jordan's the type of guy that would like go down to the grocery store and go face first into a fucking ghost bee's nest.
yeah, dude. No, I'm very susceptible. Call me gullible, but yeah, man, I'm hard a big believer. Definitely had a little, but we could go down the rabbit hole in this. We
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm cool.
Any other opinions on Bambi the Reckoning?
No, what do we got next?
We got Beetlejuice 2.
Yes. What do you think about this?
I kind of remember watching the first one, so I don't entirely know, but I'm pretty sure they're bringing back the original Beetlejuice. I forgot who he is, but
Yeah, they are. Michael Keaton.
yeah, I know Jenna Ortega is going to be in it. That's probably one reason it's going to be mainly.
Is it really Michael Keaton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
can't
actually
even. I can't even tell. That's crazy.
it's he's actually pretty good as like well, Beetlejuice is a lot of fun. The original film.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the trailer that they've shown for Beetlejuice 2 actually seems like, oh shit, it's Beetlejuice. Just like, it zooms in on him looking grimy and fucking old. and like fucking looking like he's about to start shit because that's what Beetlejuice does, and he's just like, the juice is loose, and I'm like, this is perfect. If they just keep this fucking tone throughout the entire film, they'll have a home run.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just figured I'd put that on here because I do kind of remember seeing the first one. Figured you guys would have a connection to Beetlejuice, so. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that is newsworthy. So I appreciate you putting it on there.
Yeah. And then my next one, unless you guys have more opinions on it.
Nah, I think it's
But
gonna be fun.
yeah, we got the Acolyte, which is another Star Wars series that is coming out. Not gonna lie, I don't remember fully about the trailer. The only thing I remember is the young Jedi. Anakin Skywalker moment, please. No, I'm joking. But it seems like I kind of remember the trailer had more of a Sith type character that was more like
So it
wanting.
had nothing to do with Skywalker. The Acolyte
No,
takes place 100 years before A New Hope. Like,
yeah,
I think the only Jedi that's going to cross over is going to be Yoda because he was alive during that time.
yeah. I just saw young Jedi and I got excited, like, ooh, Anakin Skywalker.
If you want to watch
He's gonna
young
murder.
Anakin Skywalker, go watch the goddamn Clone Wars.
Well, I think he
I
means
will,
that Anakin's gonna murder young Jedi
Oh,
because he murders younglings.
That's what I mainly mean. Yeah,
Yeah, child murder. Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen kills
you know,
children.
you could do
You heard
that
it here
in
first.
Baldur's Gate 3 as well.
He
Like,
can kill children.
really?
the very first thing you come across is this war between the tieflings and the druids and like the goblins, and you can either save the tieflings and like the druids and fight off the goblins, or you can side with the goblins and they're like, go slaughter the camp, and you have essentially an Anakin Skywalker moment where you just walk in like, dun 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 dun, men,
Can we
women, and children.
That's how you know
March
the game is
campaign.
good. They allow you to kill children.
Yeah.
Hint.
I've debated doing it. I'm like, okay, so because there was a guy on my team named Will who hates the goblins. He's down for fucking whatever else, but he will not side with the goblins. So I'm like, so how do I side with the goblins, get Minthara, and kill like everybody at the same time because I hate the fucking druids. And the only people I want to save are the tieflings because I'm a tiefling and I've already betrayed my species twice. so I want to murder the druids. I guess try to get the main character from the goblins somehow, and at the same time let the tieflings escape.
Huh.
So, what do you think about this show? I've heard a lot of mixed reviews that like people were kind of like, "What the fuck even is this trailer?"
Yeah, I have no idea. Also, Kenny, hint, hint. We also have a stream that we could do that on. But yeah, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I've never really, my brain has never really been.
We'll just see if they ruin your Star Wars IP more.
I mean, I don't know. It's the Sith. Like,
Yeah.
look, I've spent about the last like 2 years with Reddit, right? And I'm beginning to realize that people are hyper, like, fucking critical of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went back and I started looking at the stuff that like I had read about being lame, and I'm revisiting it. I'm like, maybe I got swayed by these fucking assholes and decided I didn't like that game because they told me to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or that movie.
No,
So I'm not being as judgmental with Star Wars as I used to.
yeah, it's good to form your own opinions. Yeah, because sometimes just like listening to the internet, you'll miss out on some gems, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
what do
Anything
we
else
got
on
here?
Acolyte?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have anything else to act like. My bad. I might have jumped the gun.
Oh, you're good. Okay, well, now that we're on the Artful Dodger, it's a Disney Plus show, and I'm actually enjoying this. I'm kind of shocked that it's a Disney Plus show, but because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of blood. But it's mainly about a guy that, as the main guy on the picture is the Artful Dodger, and his name is Jack, I believe. I haven't watched this show in a while because I got hooked into the Bad Batch.
Is
But
he an artful dodger though?
so before he was an Artful Dodger, where he was a very great thief, they called him Dodger a lot. But he moved to the mainland because this is back like when everybody was moving to the mainland and all that, and he decided to become a surgeon. So that's what his whole goal was, and his past is actually coming back to him, where he has to figure out how to still keep his job as a surgeon, keep himself alive for being hanged, while also trying to manage the whole thievery part of his life.
Sounds like a Rob Schneider film.
Yeah. And then,
Can you elaborate on?
yeah.
He's trying to be a surgeon, but what happens when his past comes back to haunt him? Record scratch. Rob Schneider is the Artful Dodger, who was once a thief. Whoa!
That's actually pretty good, Kirby. I couldn't have put that together in my brain either. That's beautiful. No, actually, you convinced me, Micah.
Yeah.
I might check it out.
Well, he also has another issue is that
Another?
the governor's daughter knows that he's a thief in this whole thing.
Oh,
And
is she the love interest?
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he doesn't like her, but so basically she catches him and his like uncle in a thievery thing because they needed to pay off this debt, and she's like, "Hey, if you don't want me to tell anybody of what you just did, you have to make me a surgeon."
You
And
know,
then she also has a
sounds
whole
pretty good.
disease. Yeah, it is actually really good. She
That
also has
sounds-
a lot of blood too.
That sounds a little crazy. But I mean, fuck it. I mean, what show isn't a little crazy now?
Yeah, that's true.
They just
But-
sometimes I feel like they add too much. Like it's like I feel like the original premise would be good, and then you like introduce like I don't know. I won't go there. I'm gonna
Sometimes
be quiet.
less is more.
Yeah.
Well, the
But
funny
no,
thing
who
is-
knows? Go
The
ahead,
main
Micah.
thing I got hooked into this show is because I totally thought he was having a knife battle in this picture, but that's actually him in the middle of surgery. Like for some
Ah.
odd reason, back in the day, they actually had a audience watching the surgeries happen.
They do that now.
People- Well, yeah.
At some
I mean,
hospital. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. But he had to chop somebody's leg off in that scene.
Oh.
So, just to save him.
Damn.
But yeah,
That's cool.
I actually have enjoyed it so far.
How many episodes?
Ooh, I forgot. Hold on, I'll do a quick look up real quick. Because I have Disney Plus right here. If it doesn't take 2 hours to look, sorry. I know we're out of time. It currently has 8 episodes.
40-minute episodes?
88 episodes, not 48.
No. And how long are the episodes?
Oh, they're all 40 minutes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm only on episode 4, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to move on?
yep, I am good to move on.
Hey,
My
so did you start the Artful Dodger before or after Cyberpunk?
I started after.
Wait. Are you about to tell me? Are you about to tell me you watched Cyberpunk?
I only watched the first episode, but then I watched Artful Dodger.
All right. We're moving on.
Yeah. But okay, so my next thing is Kung Fu Panda 4. I know I brought it up before, but this is also after I watched it. I don't know if anybody has seen Cars 3. I'm pretty sure I asked this question before. I probably did. Unless I already talked about this before, did I? I don't
A little
entirely
bit.
remember. But
Well, what did you
Cars,
think about the movie? I'm itching to know what you thought about Kung Fu Panda
I
4.
actually liked it. It was
Okay.
funny. I mean, if you also want a second opinion on it, Lauren Valdor Frames actually watched it with me. But I liked it. There was a lot of funny scenes, like when there's a scene where they entered the city and Poe technically escapes the cage with the fox. And he's like, "So you're a wanted criminal? How dare you? Like, we just broke out of jail." And she's like, "Well, you're a wanted criminal too." Because before they had a picture of just her, and then they showed a sign where it showed Poe and the fox together on the picture now. And he's like, "Oh, wow. City news travels fast."
You know, back in the day when somebody pointed out the DreamWorks smirk to me, I was like, I can't unsee it now. Every fucking character smirks. They all act smug, and then they confidently get through the movie or whatever. At some point, they have a backstep, and then they overcome their challenges. The problem is once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it anymore, which means every Ubisoft or not Ubisoft, but every DreamWorks picture past that was the same thing. So
Yeah.
I
I
I
mean, yeah. Go
now
ahead.
hear me out, because then I learned about Illumination and the Minions, and I realized that DreamWorks isn't like lowbrow comedy because it could always get fucking worse. So I decided to actually give DreamWorks another chance with Puss in Boots, and that was a much better film.
Yeah.
So the real question I have for you, because I know you are a Kung Fu Panda fan. Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, I
Because
did like it.
because I know a lot of people on the internet did not, but I
Yeah.
don't care about what the fuck they have to say, because I want to know if they made you happy as a fan,
It
and that's
made me
good.
happy. I just do still wish that they just left it at 3 because 3 had a
Okay.
good ending. This one was more of just introducing a new Dragon Warrior,
Okay.
which
Oh, they
actually
want to
hope
continue the series.
I hope they don't. If they do, then that's what's gonna anger me the
If
most.
this movie did well in theaters, then there will be another movie.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm just meaning because like they made him they put Poe into Master Oogway's place.
they made him the turtle. That's
They
crazy.
Yeah, they made him the spiritual leader of the lands, which him being the spiritual leader is funny because he'll try to say something. Like, there's one scene where they're actually talking to a group of criminals, and Poe is like, "So, if you don't hurt her, like, something better will happen in the future."
Hmm.
So,
And the whole criminal syndicate took it as, "Oh, so if no violence now makes it so more violence later."
Later. Sounds about right.
well, here's what's going to happen, Micah. They're probably going to make another Kung Fu Panda 5 without Poe because they don't want to pay Jack Black that much money.
Yeah,
So,
which
what you're going to end up getting is either a Kung Fu Panda 5, or if that flops, is going to become a TV show with second rate voice actors.
yeah, which kind
Um,
of slightly makes me angry. I hope they just leave it at Kung Fu Panda 4. Because, yeah. And then I do agree with Lord Waldorfins. The lizard was kind of goofy. I kind of wish she had more of, like, a villain her tone. I mean, she did threaten a lot of people a lot. I mean, we got Tai Lung again, if you guys like Tai
yeah.
Lung.
Do
I
they
And,
mean,
kill Aquafina's character?
what?
Do they kill the fox?
No, she's the new Dragon Warrior.
Wow.
let's be honest though. The best DreamWorks villain has and always will be, even
Death.
since like the 1980s, the wolf from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah.
And
That I will.
he was so
You,
goddamn good that he went back throughout the entire catalog and was still better than every single other DreamWorks villain.
Me, it varies between Death, Tai Lung, and probably shoot,
Then
what was
who?
the
Lord Farquaad.
How to Train Your Dragon? The last villain in How to Train Your Dragon. He had a whole vendetta. That was interesting. But I
Yeah.
guess he was more of like a skinny dude that got made fun of. So I get, never mind, he's not on my list for that.
You
But
see, the wolf doesn't have an agenda. That's the thing. He can't be bought. He can't
Well, it's
be.
because he's
awesome.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's what makes him absolutely wonderful, and the fact that he still would whoop fucking Puss in Boots' ass if they like continued with the fight, but back
Lord
down
fuck.
because it's like now you finally understand what I've been trying to teach you. Just makes him that much more badass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's one villain, as Lord Dolph Doorframes just said. Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad.
I said Lord Farquaad as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
Lord Farquaad's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
But I also guess there's Pitch too. He's the nightmare dude from the Rise of the Guardians. If you still haven't watched that yet, I definitely suggest it.
Better than the wolf.
No, he's definitely not better than the Wolf, but he's still a good villain up there.
I feel like the only reason anybody. I'm not going to say anything.
No. Please say it.
No,
I
say
don't
it,
know.
say it.
No, it's
Say it.
negative.
Yeah.
No, you
The only
can be
reason,
negative.
and the only reason anybody even knows about the Rise of the Guardians is because a bunch of people were simping over Jack Frost.
You guys simping over Jack Frost? I keep seeing things that people are shipping him with Elsa.
Yeah, people are just chimping and trying to and then I'm just like, where the fuck? Who is this guy? And it's like, oh, it was some movie about a bunch of, I don't even know what to call it, but
I thought it was like a
punch people it's pretty nice. Okay,
I thought it was
Yeah.
just like a Russian ripoff of the Avengers, of just like we got the Rise of Guardians over here. This
They
is
have
a great
that.
team. I know.
They
that's
have that.
basically it.
They do have a Russian ripoff of the Avengers. Have you ever heard of it?
I think I've seen it. Just
I'll
a
send
little
it to
bit.
you. We'll talk about it next podcast because we definitely don't have time for it this one. But I will bring it up.
All right.
I see Rise of the Guardians as more of like the Suicide Squad, just mythical characters.
Yeah, but isn't it like the Easter Bunny and Santa and shit?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's more of like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Suicide.
And
They're-
Jack
that-
Frost.
What, they're villains?
No, they're not villains. I'm just saying more of they
I
act
know.
like
I'm just
it.
messing with you. Yeah.
Like the Easter Bunny's like Captain Boomerang of all things.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty fun. I'm sure it's a fun film. I'm being serious. I'm being genuine. I just don't have time. Like, Kirby, you're making me seem like a disingenuous guy. Like, I'm a very open-minded person.
I'm sure your movie doesn't suck, Dick.
You have done some of the most heinous shit on this podcast to poor Micah, so I don't even want to hear it.
No, that's fair.
Like, Micah will talk about something and be like, that shit sucked ass. and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Kirby, you didn't have to lay it on him like that.
You listen,
but-
I've held back a little bit this episode. I hoped. There was a couple times I could have been mean, but I decided not to.
No, that's not what it's about.
No,
Okay,
no,
we'll move on if nobody has any more opinions on.
Oh my god,
Lord
I haven't
Farquaad.
laughed
Also,
that hard in a
thank
while.
you, Lord of Waldorf friends, for actually kind of liking the Rise of the Guardians.
I can't say I don't like it. I just thought it looked goofy, but I have no opinion because I've not watched it, so my opinion is invalid. Right?
He's not gonna simp over Jack Frost.
Well, yeah, nobody would.
I'm
Actually,
gonna simp over Paul Atreides though. So this movie fucking rocked.
Yeah.
Go ahead though. I'll let you go first.
I actually didn't watch this, so I'll actually let you take over.
What do you
Alex.
mean you didn't watch Dune 2? Go fucking watch Dune 2. What the fuck are you doing? Stop watching fucking
I haven't
Ruby
even watched Dune
and
1, okay?
fucking Tangled the show and go watch Dune 2. Fuck. Dude, Dune is probably the fucking best. Like
I
Dune
haven't
2
even
is
watched Dune 1.
Dune 1, honestly, it's so it's good, but it's fucking nothing compared to Dune 2. Like, and I to the point where I'm not listening to the books. I'm fucking reading the books, and I can barely fucking read. I have the reading level of a chimp. Like, but I am reading the books because this movie is so fucking good. Like, go watch it. It's insane. The fact that it's cheaper than most fucking Marvel movies and CGI is nuts, and it just shows you that time and passion is better than just fucking chucking as much money at something as possible. This movie is awesome. You've seen it, right, Kirby?
Okay, so I've seen half of Dune 1 so far. But hey, at least I'm honest about this.
Y'all are gonna make me fucking cry. Like, what do I have to do to get you to enjoy some of the best media I'm just kidding.
Alright, so here's how I feel about Dune. I like it. I can also see why there's so many people that are against it. And it's because of two really big factors. One I heard on a podcast. I think it was like the last podcast on the left. It was one of their side podcasts. They were talking about Dune. And the guy made a very good point. He's like, the reason why Star Wars... God, I can't remember his name. But he's like, the reason why Star Wars does well where Dune fails is because Star Wars has comedy. Dune does not.
Yeah. Star Wars is more palatable to the common day chimp, where Dune is smart.
Dune, the movie, just vomits information on you.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Me, I'm the type of person that like will spend 3 hours reading Witcher bios on The Witcher 3 just so I can understand the story better. So
yeah,
I like the way Dune does it, but I can understand why a lot of people don't.
Dune 1 is okay. Like, I'll tell you this right now, like, I thought when I watched Dune 1, I didn't really get it, to be honest. Like, but when you watch Dune 2, kind of pieces it together, and it's insane. Like, it's so good, and there's so much like politics that go into it, and the whole like it's so good, guy. I don't want to ruin any of it, but like
it's like
just
the downside of a fake messiah, right?
it's not even the downside. It's literally orchestrated. Like Paul Atreides and his mother and his father, oh God, what are they called? The Bezeret, is it the Jezeret? B'nai Jezeret are like they orchestrate the stuff. They actually delivered that story about the Messiah to Dune so that they could introduce Paul to Dune so he could take over. Yeah, they don't do a good job. They don't do a good job of that in the first movie, but like in the book it's insane. Within the first 10 pages, it's so clear that like Paul Atreides is like they go ahead.
Jordan, allow me to translate for Micah because he's a teenager. Hey Micah, what this is like if they released 3 or 4 or 5 Emperor Palpatines in the galaxy and placed them against each other. No cap, it's bussin', bro.
Just he laughed. He said, "I'm not." No, but I won't go too long because, like, honestly, there's not. Like this movie is still in theaters, I believe. Go watch it. Like, go watch the first one. Go watch. Honestly, don't even watch the first one. Just go watch the second one. Like, you won't like. It's so good. You don't need to watch the first one to get it. And then it can be a little prequel. It'll be a little treat. You can, honestly, I think watching the first one after watching the second one, it would honestly be a better experience than watching them in order. Someone would probably want to put me down in the street for saying that, but yeah, man, I don't know, dude.
Just go watch the 1980s one.
Don't watch that one. I've watched some of it. And I'm like, this is not good. No, but like a lot of Dune fans are super happy because like like one of my friends, he's a super hardcore Dune fan, like read 6 of the books, and he's like super happy that they're doing them justice. Yeah, that's all I got on it though. I mean, did you guys have anything else?
Nope.
No, I'm actually surprised that Dune is still like it's not. I mean, it's a big name, but it's not like super mainstream enough to really be this big of a hit. So what they had to do was essentially make it appealing enough, and they did
Yeah,
a fantastic fucking job with
they
the
did so
cinematography.
good, so good, man. It's very well done. It's just like
It's the
some of the
movie
parts.
Avatar wants to be, you know, because Avatar, they have cutting edge like visual fidelity, uh, but they don't have the story that Dune has.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about the blue people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Avatar's got crazy lore, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Dune is just it's so good, dude. And like and it's based off of the books. So like there's like 20 books. So like the lore is
There's
insane.
already.
There's only 6 main books that were written by the original author, and then his son took over and wrote like a fucking shit ton.
Actually, you
Um
need 21 for an appendix book, so that way you can constantly reference it and understand what fuck they are talking about. Because it's like, here's the house of this, here's the house
yeah,
of this, here's the
yeah,
oh spice, here's the house of this. You know,
yeah.
there's
They
monkeys
literally
on this
have
planet. The house of
yeah,
this.
they have whole books dedicated to just the prequels of the houses. Like how did the House Atreides come to exist? How did the House of Harkonnen come to exist? It's nuts, but yeah, for the sake of time, we can move on.
Okay.
But
Micah,
Next.
just go read all the Dune books by the next podcast.
just watch Dune 2, and honestly, I'll be happy. Like honestly, watch Dune 2 over Cyberpunk Edge
You
Runners. Like
can't
that's
even get him to watch Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk has flashy lights and fast movement.
Dune 2
I had a
has
seizure because of it.
sandworms.
No, I'm
You
joking.
didn't have a seizure because of Cyberpunk.
Okay, my next one is a Disney movie. I figured I'd introduce Moaga back in because, yeah, Moana 2 is like huge right now. I don't know why. They've recently released like several stills. One trailer they actually did release was just her feet and her blowing an air horn. Oh, conch. But I just figured I'd put this in because we get Moaga in a movie again. Yes, I'm saying Moaga from Overwatch because
Isn't it
Moaga.
Mauga?
It's Maui.
No, I
But
meant like isn't his
oh
name in Overwatch Mauga? Or is
yeah,
it Mauga?
Mauga, Moaga.
You're good. No, I figured that's what you're doing because he does. Maui and Mauga look exactly alike. I'm surprised they didn't just give him a hook and just call him Pudge from
It is
Dota.
literally a fucking like straight rip off of Moana's
But
Maui.
maybe it's also kind of racist of us to say that because it's just like they're
It's not
just
racist. They're both
like
Lord of
gigantically
Thorfinn.
built. They both have tattoos. They both have long dark hair, and they both
well, I think
carry
it's like a
Gatling guns.
cultural thing. So I think that's why they both look the same. Is because it's like based off of the culture. So I don't know.
Also, just to make a comment on Lord of Dorfram's thing, yes, they are making a segment. They're also making a third Frozen and a fifth Toy Story for some odd reason.
I don't know how I feel about the. I haven't even seen Toy Story 4. Like I don't know. Like that's crazy, but yeah, I mean,
They
a
ended
third
Toy Story
Frozen.
4 on a good note. But, like, Toy Story 5, what are you going to do? You literally separated Woody and Buzz on the end. Spoiler alert. At the end of
Spoiler
Toy
alert.
Story 4.
What? What?
Why would you tell us that?
What?
You're a horrible person.
I am
No, if I
aware
haven't seen it,
I will accept it.
no. But no, that's cool. I don't know, dude. I like Moana. Moana's dope. The soundtrack is pretty good. I actually saw Moana in the theaters, and that was before I had a kid. So, take that however you want. But
You
Creepy
are
guy
grounded for
theaters
Shark Week.
in the middle of a group of little girls.
no, yeah, I was alone. I saw it. I saw it like at a late showing near the end, but because I was like, I actually looked at the Alamo app and I was making sure I was like, nobody's in this theater, right? And I was like, cool,
You
okay,
know,
I
yeah.
can go now.
I
Um,
low key watched Frozen like by myself. I was just like, well,
Did you watch
You
it
know-
in theater?
No, no.
Why?
Yeah,
What's the point?
Because it's the same as going to like a Chuck E. Cheese film or a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant and asking for a table for one is the reason why you don't want to go to like fucking
Maybe you like
Frozen.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I mean,
Yeah, like, come on.
Look, not with my beard and bald head. So, and so I watched it at the house, and I'm like, I guess you know what, this is it. But I'm man enough in my sexuality to say that I fucking
Well, hey, just saying, for the whole Chuck E. Cheese thing, all you have
I
to
like
do,
Frozen. I don't care.
size.
What?
So you're the right size, so all you have to do is shave off your beard and then put on a wig, and you should be good.
damn.
How do I kill people in video game? Search
Damn.
Google.
Sorry, Doug Pizza not here, so that was like an open joke I could have easily made. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
and you're probably the shortest one here, so I mean,
I mean,
How
right now
tall are
my
you,
section
brother?
was the shortest one here. But shh.
I don't know. Mine might be shorter.
I think
Okay.
the shortest one. Okay, we can move on now.
I love sleeping. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so my next thing is Spider-Man is coming back to theaters. Every single one of the movies. So we are
Oh.
getting all 3 Tobey Maguires, all 2 Andrew Garfield, and all 3 Tom Holland movies.
They're all
Um,
coming to theaters? How the fuck are they
yes.
pulling that off?
Well,
What are
Because
they
they're
doing?
gonna-
Sony
I just
has
found
run
out
out
that
of
they're
ideas. Is the reason why.
yes.
So how
They
are they
failed
gonna?
on-
Are they gonna show them all at once, or like,
No.
am I gonna have to
So
fucking get a
basically-
catheter?
I'm actually gonna take off all Mondays for a while because they are actually releasing each movie every Monday
Okay.
from the 15th. If you want to move the slide, the dates are actually come on the next slide.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What company? What theater system is doing this?
Regal, I believe.
Regal.
So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah,
Damn.
you
That's
get
pretty cool.
one, which I'm actually happy with that because I want to see the other 2 Spider-Man in theaters because I saw all of Tom Holland's, and I'm pretty sure I actually did see the Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters, but the other ones I have not. So.
You know, I'm sure it will be enjoyable.
Andrew Garfield. Cool. No, thanks,
Yeah.
dude. That's actually good
Yeah.
info.
Figured I mentioned that. But okay, and then if you want to switch to the next slide, we're gonna do the big reveal. Venom 3 is coming out, and they released the name for it. And are you ready for him to have a dance off like Star-Lord had? Because it's called Venom: The Last Dance.
Who's the villain?
I have no idea.
Chuck E. Cheese.
This- The only reason the only thing they gave off with the like spoilers for the reveal for Venom has only been the last dance. That's what it's going to be called, and a couple of pictures with Tom Hardy and how they're actually going to make it so it's actually going to happen right after he gets moved from Tom Holland's universe. So I'm pretty sure the beginning of the movie is just going to be him waking up from Tom back in his world after visiting Tom Holland's Earth. So
Last Dance. I'm trying to think of Spider-Man villains that dance.
Disco Man. I actually don't know if that's an actual one.
The Vulture.
Craven the Hunter. That would be the only thing.
Isn't Craven getting a movie?
Yes, he is getting a movie.
God, why the fuck did they think that was a good? Okay, we can.
Because
move on.
Sony has run out of ideas. I already
Spider-Man.
said this.
Yeah, but nobody wants a villain movie. That'd be like, I don't know. That would. I'm trying to think of a terrible, an example because
How
it's
about
terrible.
Morbius? Or
They would give the villain of Morbius a movie.
Well, they did that with Morbius. They did that with Scarlet fucking Spider-Woman or whatever the fuck. What they're
Madam
doing
Oh,
is they're dancing around their IP because Disney has a stranglehold on Spider-Man, and they can't make a movie without Disney involved. So you're not going to
Well, yeah.
see a Spider-Man movie unless it's animated, a la across the Spider-Verse, but you're not going to see one that's aimed at him. All they
Which
can
is
really use are the
stupid.
IPs that they own.
Well, that's the way I like Venom's series is because they can do that, and it's actually been so far good. But like everything else, you need Spider-Man for. You can't just
The
bring in Craven the Hunter and be like, yeah, this guy's just gonna kill a bunch of guys and not even face Spider-Man once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's like fucking Gotham. You know, I enjoyed Gotham for like the first season or two, but then my friend went and fucking ruined it because he was like, "Hey, if Jim Gordon is super copying all the bad guys, what's the point of having fucking Batman?"
Yeah.
That's true.
You know? So if the Spider Verse is taking care of itself, then who the fuck needs Spider Man? And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Sony needs to either buy back Spider Man and run him into the ground so it passes to somebody better, or they need to get off their ass and make a new Spider-Man through Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole situation is fucked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of garbage has come out of it. Alright, well,
Or then
then
my next one.
it's Wally 2?
Oh no. Also, it skipped a slideshow, but that's all right. Um,
That's it.
I was just as excited too until I read the thing above the
Oh, it skipped
the name.
Kong.
yeah,
But where is it?
I'm
That is Kong.
confused.
That's a new Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah, Wally is Kong. No, I'm joking.
Okay, there we go. Why did it skip it?
Totally, because I did not add it like a few
Oh,
minutes
you
ago.
added it later. Oh, now we got down to the fucking brass tacks here. We figured it out, boys. We were gonna blame the technology, but the reality is, man's added things last minute.
This is
Alright,
what
go
Okay, I
you
ahead.
do
actually
all
figured.
day. You
I
troubleshoot these
figured.
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually figured I would actually add this like the last second because I did just watch this yesterday. I actually enjoyed it. Not gonna lie. Like Kong and Godzilla were both badasses in the entire movie. Although the funny thing is, I didn't see a meme about this, and it actually showed Kong and Baby Kong walking through a forest, and it said, "Gives me God of War vibes." Because Kong is carrying his axe from like the Kong versus Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely suggest this. Like the freaking villain was nuts, called the Scar King. He basically had a larger version of an ice version of Godzilla that he controlled by giving it pain, and basically used it to give Kong frostbite. It was nuts, but Godzilla literally fought. The whole final battle between those four was epic.
You know,
But yeah, I just figured I'd put that in. What?
I like the fact that they're still sticking with the campy 1980, like 1950s vibes. Like in the same way that, you know, How I Met Your Mother was just 2000s version of Friends. Uh, this Kong and Godzilla film is just Kong and Godzilla from the 1950s, facing an even bigger version of like Godzilla, but this time he's electrocuted, and that works because it's just as fucking insane. It's just like
Well,
updating
it's
the
not
movies
electrocuted, it's ice.
or ice, but yeah,
Yeah. But,
there's
like,
always a bigger Godzilla.
well, the best part about it is, like, so basically everybody was worried throughout the entire movie because it shows Godzilla restless the entire time. Like, he full out went to a nuclear power plant, absorbed all the energy, then went and fought another Titan for its territory, killed it, and absorbed the sun, like sun rays. And it's like,
This sounds
this
like an
dude is
anime now.
powering. Yeah, this dude is powering up, and everybody thought it was because Kong actually entered the above time one time, and it was like because they had two different territories. Kong had the lower area, and then Godzilla had the upper.
So Kong is
Uh,
just like, I wanna be the very best.
Well,
No
no, Kong
one ever
actually went up
was.
because he had a toothache, and he
Defeat
wanted
them
the
all
humans
is
to
my
fix
real
it.
test. Wait,
Are you
what?
serious? He had a fucking toothache?
Yeah, so he wanted the humans to fix it, and then he returned back. And everybody thought it was because Kong was entering the thing that Godzilla was about to go on a killing rampage.
Honestly, dude, they should just take it. They should just take all this and they should just make Primal Rage the movie.
Yeah.
You know what Primal Rage is, Kirby?
God, just give us Primal Rage again. Like,
Yeah, dude. Do you know what Primal Rage is, Micah?
I do not know.
Primal Rage was a game on the Sega, fighting game, but like it was basically all these giant kaijus fighting, and like your little people would like cheer you on, and they're like tribesmen and stuff. But it was like in the apocalypse, like the Earth was an apocalypse, like that shit would
Didn't
be
you tear
tight.
down, like, buildings and shit?
I think you're thinking about are you thinking about the one with the wolf, the dinosaur, and the
Yeah,
monkey, right?
that shit
Yeah,
was the bomb.
I'm talking about something else.
Oh.
But that's our. Am I? Wait, did I get it mixed up? No. Yeah, Primal Rage. I don't know which one you're thinking about. What is that called?
Wolf, monkey, dinosaur.
Yeah,
Rampage.
yeah, Rampage. Rampage was really good too, and
God.
Rampage actually had a lot of spin-off games too.
Yeah. And I would love to play a modern version of Rampage.
Yeah,
I'd pay like $20-$30 for that.
Kaiju. It's funny. I have a section in my that is about Kaiju as well. So it's kind of crazy. Like I love that it's getting love in all areas.
Do you think
But
Pacific Rim started that?
Maybe, but yeah, they fucking definitely ruined it with their second movie. So that shit was bad. But
yeah, so I
yeah,
also
go ahead,
wanted
Micah.
to
My
point
bad.
out that, like I said, Godzilla was a complete badass through this movie. There was one point where they actually had it so they deactivated the gravity in Hollow Earth.
Wait,
And
don't ruin the
every
movie.
oh yeah, well, I'm just
Damn
saying.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
just
stop
saw it
saying that,
last
but
night.
Godzilla just completely like moved through that terrain like it was nothing. But yeah, I definitely suggest watching. I mean, if you didn't like Kong versus Godzilla, if you were iffy about that, this one's definitely better.
Ah,
And I did just want to point out, you still do get a fight scene between Godzilla and Kong. So,
yeah, it's always worth it. It's always worth money. So
but yeah. And then this is my old movie memories. There is no Wall-E 2, sadly, but I just figured I'd do my, since I did
Should have picked a
Lion
better
King last
film.
time.
Oh, wait. So you started with the old movies last time, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
bet
put out
you,
the Lion King.
before you said Wall-E 2, if anybody was watching the screen, they would have reacted exactly like Jordan did.
Yes, pretty
Wall-E
much.
2? Oh, fuck. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
the
there
two
is
of it.
no Wall-E 2, sadly, but I just figured I'd introduce Wall-E just because my brain, for some reason, one time was thinking about it. But
Wall-E is awesome.
it's a good
Yeah.
story.
And truth be told, if those chairs that everyone rode
Yeah.
in is made out of fucking Secret Lab, guess what? I'm signing up, bro, tomorrow.
Yeah.
didn't
Like,
you already get one? It's like a
yeah,
Kiriko one,
but
or
like
like a Lilith
those
one.
floating pods.
I've got a secret lab chair too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of expensive though. I probably wouldn't get another one. My next chair is just gonna be a wooden chair.
I'll be a fat piece of shit in space. Like, just give me
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Or whatever. You know, as long as I'm just chilling up there. I don't
Dude,
really care.
I like don't remember the plot of Wall-E. I'm gonna have to go rewatch it.
It's a sweet movie, like Paddington but Disney.
Yeah, Wall-E is fantastic.
Cool.
Well, then let's move on to anime. I'm actually excited for your first one. So I haven't seen it yet, but I've
Dude,
seen a lot of
yeah.
good things about it.
So, I did not change that. Sorry. We we report for March. So,
It's
Invincible.
November.
Yeah, it's November right now. Invincible is going on right now. They started to back up the second half of the season, And holy shit, like I fucking love the show, and I like the comics too. And they're changing things, so it's worth watching it, even if you've read the comics, because they're making subtle changes here and there. But it's just good. Like I love adult themed comics and shows that have real that have more like consequences and that are more like just real. Um, it's just you need to check it out. I'm not going to spoil anything because like it's literally still airing, but they are doing a really good job of bringing the best out of the comics and then creating new stuff. And I think that's just Robert. Like I think Kirkman has kind of learned from like the changes he made with The Walking Dead, like the bad things he did. Like he's doing a really good job this time of like making good changes to Invincible. So I'm happy with it. Have you guys been watching it all or?
No, I sadly have not, but it's on my to-do list.
Yeah. It's definitely worth, man. I mean, even though it starts out as a show about a kid in high school, like that shit changes after
yeah,
like
but he's
3
also
episodes.
he also seems like my Peter Parker type character, so just
Yeah.
more brutal.
Yeah, the show it's brutal, man. And the story is huge. Like it goes beyond just Earth. So yeah, but Kirby, anything on Invincible?
No, I've been rewatching South Park.
Got you. Gotcha.
That's,
Love to hear it. That's the only thing that would have hurt me more if he's like, "No, dude, I'm watching Family Guy over again." That would have hurt. Because that's what one of my buddies tried to tell me. He's like, "Well, dude, like, anime seems stupid. I like Family Guy's really good." And I'm like, "Just go fucking put a gun in your mouth." Like, it's like, don't.
Oh.
You know.
Well, now hold on.
Go.
You know what? I forgot to tell you this. I have been watching anime.
Oh, what have you been watching?
Cowboy Bebop.
Good. That's a good one. Yeah, are you rewatching it because of the Overwatch collab?
I've just never seen the entirety of it.
It's good, man, and it's short. That's the fucking beauty, is that it's not fucking hundreds of episodes long like some shows try to do. Like I love when a show is just to the point. So
Yeah, it's
Hello.
also got like a really, really good job of making Faye just fucking hot as shit. So
yeah,
I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I got no problem watching this.
yeah, they ruined her in the live action. That's for sure. All right, cool. So the next one is just keeping this on the radar because I know you guys were interested in it. I actually got things mixed up, but that's fine. The Suicide Squad Isekai
Yeah.
is there. It's planned for July 2024, so not
in it?
too much longer. I'll be honest, I don't know. I haven't watched any new trailers or anything like that, but we see Peacemaker right there, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
Harley.
did actually see a trailer about this, and actually it did look really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be hit. Like I can't remember which company's doing it. So, but it looks like it's gonna be fairly well done. But we'll see what the writing comes down to, because I don't know. It could just end up being like a cash grab. But I have a feeling it's gonna be good. So.
And Lord of Old Warframes, you are right. Cowboy Bebop is peak. I fucking love that show.
Still haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I never
Cowboy
bought
Bebop.
Overwatch skins because of that.
Cowboy Bebop is a definitely an easy recommend to adults, teenagers. Like it's just good, and it's not like cringe anime that they will fit into anime sometimes, where it's just like I can't show another fucking adult this because they're gonna look at me and think I like fucking touch kids. So it's like My Hero Academia. Like I try not to. I don't recommend that to a lot of people because it's like they're just gonna think I'm weird. So. Even though it is really good. Man. Oh, okay. I guess I just skipped over. So Spy X Family is getting a movie that's original for the anime. So it wasn't done in the manga or anything like that. It comes out April 19th. It could be. I think it'll be good. The show is really good, and I'm sure they've worked closely with the mangaka so that it's going to be solid. But you probably would need to watch some of the show to get it. So I don't know. You guys haven't watched Spy Family. I'm guessing not. It's
I
pretty.
have now
No,
seen the trailer
but
for that.
it's been on my radar.
Yeah, Spy Family's good. It's slice of life. The dad's an assassin. The dad is a spy. The mom is an assassin, and the kid is a telepath, and their dog is a sage. Um, and go ahead.
When I went to go see Ghostbusters, the trailer for this exact movie showed up, and I was like, "Oh, I need to tell Jordan this."
Oh shit! I'm glad. I'm glad they're showing it. Like it's crazy that anime is like so mainstream now. Like 15 years ago, you had to like hide it from people. So it's like nuts that
Yeah,
so popular now that you're seeing it for trailers for other movies. So
we were just ahead of our time. We were like, "Oh, fucking X-Men and the anime and N64, all that shit's cool," and then we got made fun of for it, and
yeah,
then fast forward fucking 10, 20 years, and the whole world can't live without it.
yeah. Now everyone's like, oh, it's fucking cool. It's pretty crazy. Um, Yeah, so my next one is solo leveling. I mentioned it releasing, but I just wanted to give an update. There it's still ongoing. It is so good. If you like MMO RPGs, I would check it out because it's essentially the story would make a perfect MMO RPG. And that's like literally the main character levels up and like sees screens and stuff like that, and he picks stats, and so they talk about that, and he gets items from doing quests. But they do it in a really unique way. And I won't ruin any of that, but it's so good, and it's also more real. Like the first two episodes are brutal, and then it goes on. So I definitely recommend it. It's on Crunchyroll. Um, Anything on that, boys?
No,
No,
but I think
I
I'm
mean
gonna
No.
I'm
watch
probably
anime
watch.
tonight.
What? What'd you say, Kirby?
I'm probably gonna watch anime tonight now.
Dude, yeah, check it out, bro. It's really fucking good. I mean, it's short. It's still ongoing and it's in its first season, so it's not like you have to watch a fuck ton of episodes to catch up. Check it out, dude. Let it bake. At least 3 episodes. Don't just watch one and then go, yeah, this isn't my cup of tea. Um,
I was actually gonna watch Cyberpunk or Cowboy Bebop.
oh shit. Okay. I mean, no, finish Bebop and or watch Cyberpunk. So Kaiju number 8 it's a really good manga, and it's now getting anime adaptation. It's essentially a world where it's typical kaiju, and they have essentially like hunters who go and fight them and whatnot. It's like an organization, but one of the hunters ends up uh, turning into a kaiju, gets this power so that he can change into one. I need to I've read a little bit, but I've not gone all the way through it or anything. So I was excited when they announced the adaptation. But yeah, like people are definitely they want big monsters. They fucking love them, and I love that they want them too. So
Big monsters are the best.
yeah, it comes out April 13th. So and it'll be on Crunchyroll.
Oh
So.
yeah.
My Hero Academia is releasing like a 4 episode. Is releasing their. It's called Memories, and they're essentially going over everything that's happened so far in a span of like 4 episodes. And so I think it's to help people who don't want to watch 6 seasons, so they can watch the seventh, which I think is smart. Go ahead and just because if people don't want to watch all that, go ahead and just show them the main stuff, and then so that way they can join in on the seventh. Because like honestly, it's one of those shows where it starts out as a bunch of kids in high school, kind of like high school, but turns into a more gritty kind of experience as it goes on. So yeah. Anything?
I don't know. It sounds like I was just thinking of Dragon Ball Z and how it does it, and they do it pretty well. Where there'll be like previously on Dragon Ball Z, and then it's like Frieza tried to take over the planet, and then it's like 10 straight minutes of recapping the episode, and then it like begins the episode, and then it shows Goku
So-
powering up for 3
You
seconds.
just
and then ends
unlocked
it.
a memory.
I feel like they had to do that back in the day because nothing was like everything. You could only watch things on the network, right? Or you had to buy the
Yeah.
box set,
Yeah.
and so they literally had to include previously because like most of the time it was impossible for a kid to obtain like the whole box set, right? To get context.
Yeah, I still remember
So-
getting the Trunks movie and just being
Yeah.
super
And that's
excited about
actually
it.
that actually unlocked a memory for me when you said previously on Dragon Ball Z. Ninjago has that. Like the first several seasons, it says previously on Ninjago. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
Just
I
'cause
mean
it's only been a Cartoon Network show, and it's never actually been on Netflix until a while after it first came out. So
No, I mean it's a good mechanic for shows to introduce because yeah, I mean if somebody just ends up watching it on live TV, then it's weird that they do that on a Netflix show because it's like
well, Ninjago never started out as a Netflix show. It was a
it was
Cartoon
on.
Network show.
Okay. Do the
And then-
new seasons have the previously?
Sadly, no. I
That
wish.
well no, it makes sense they don't because like the reality is like if someone got to that point, they probably watched everything before.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like you can't assume your cable viewer follows your show, right?
Yeah.
Like but
It hurts me that it doesn't do that no more. But because that's just hearing the previously on Ninjago, Master Wu's voice, and then it just shows everything that happened. That stuff. It's like, oh,
just for nostalgic effect.
yeah.
So my last thing, because there really wasn't a ton to go over. Is so this is kind of a unique show, and it's going to be one of those slice of life. Like I wouldn't call it slice of life, but it's definitely one of those more comedic, like villain type shows. Where like essentially what the show is about is a evil army, kind of like how Power Rangers had the evil army coming to Earth to try to take over Earth. An evil army tries to come take over Earth, and the Dragon Keepers, aka Power Rangers, fight this evil army, and they end up killing off like all the heads of the evil army, and they force the minions, you know how there's all those minions the Power Rangers were fucking beat up that were all just cannon fodder. They essentially forced the minions to do a reenactment every Sunday to honor the they're essentially slaves, to honor the Dragon Keepers and how they valiantly fought to kill the army. Well, one of the minions is I don't want to fucking do this shit anymore. I'm gonna try to get into the ranks of the Power Rangers, the Dragon Keepers, and destroy it from the inside out. And so that's the premise of the show. And I mean, it's almost like a cult classic. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've never actually read it myself, but seeing that it's getting an anime adaptation, it was okay, I'll check it out. But it's one of those weird ass premises. But we'll see how it goes. But it's literally just Power Rangers. It's a spin on Power Rangers. But yeah, and that's it for me, guys. I don't have anything else.
No,
No.
cool.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I have
enjoyed
another
catching up.
2 hours worth of stuff if y'all want to go through that.
Oh,
No, I
I'm
think
joking.
this is pretty good.
That was a fun show podcast.
yeah, cool, guys. Well, yeah. Do you want to go and take it? Do you have any final remarks, Crook?
Yeah, hey guys, go out there and don't be hypercritical or judgmental of other people's beliefs or love. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do what I do when I talk to Micah about his beliefs and his favorite shows. And that's be supporting, understanding, and loving. And be like, yeah, your shows do sound great. Even if you're doing something else in the background. And completely ignoring what he's saying.
Hmm. Everybody just needs to be like Jordan. Kind, innocent, humble.
I don't know if I'd say innocent. I just try to look at everything like there's a lot of content out there that I don't like, but does that mean that it's bad? So,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
people
So,
enjoy what they enjoy.
also, I
And
guess this is. Or sorry, you can go.
no, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, to answer Lord of Doorframe's Spider Dude, you should talk about the new greatest game ever on Fortnite. If you really want to rage quit, if you really want to have fun and want to throw your controller across the room, play Egg Hunt 3.
I don't even want to know about it. Put
Yeah,
it in the
I
next.
already
Put it in
want
the.
to.
Put it in the next podcast. Go to and sign us out, Crook.
So,
Well, I mean, Lord of all Doorframe still has his own podcast that we have to do, that he has to set up.
so the
Oh,
entire thing is going to be
no.
on your Fortnite.
Oh no.
Probably not, but he has to.
Fortnite.
He still has the whole like thing
Yeah,
where
he
he has
does.
to choose.
Yeah, you can choose whatever.
Whatever you want. If you want us to talk about dolphins for 2 hours, we'll do it.
Oh, we'll do it.
Yeah, it would have to be
I'll find
anime dolphins.
I'll
video
find
game
everything anime related. Yeah.
dolphins.
Oh man, I could do some like dolphin video games. Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah,
Oh
I
shit.
could do
Echo.
dolphin movies. Okay, you know how many National Geographic videos there.
Yeah, Lord of all door frames, come at us, bro. Whatever you
He's probably
want.
gonna make us do My Little Pony.
I would talk about the brony culture, to be honest.
I honestly, yeah, that would be an interesting topic. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.
So, I want to thank John Zaro at his YouTube channel and allowing us to use Old Lang Syne as our closing. His name is JOHNZARRA. My Twitch mods today are Lord of All Doorframes, that is LORDOFALLDOORFRAMES, and Spider Dude 200, SPIDERDUDE 200. Go follow those guys on Twitch. They are both streamers, and check out what they're putting out. And I think that's all I got. You guys got anything?
Cool.
No.
Nope.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us, guys. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Kenny Crook Irish Kirby. Keep it weird out there. And go buy Baldur's Gate, even if you're not going to play it.
Yeah, I did.
Yep, like Jordan.
And I am Micah, Spider Dude. I'll web y'all later. Also, since Kenny's also making a shout out to go watch Ninjago. Support it.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll check it out just for you, buddy.
Okay.
I will.
You know what? If you let me know, I will finish watching Cyberpunk.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
To watch
You're
Ninjago.
just going to
I
use
will
leverage
watch-
against him to make him watch Ninjago.
Well, I mean, if he does, if he doesn't, I probably won't. But like, if you just hit me up and be like, yeah, I watched the first season of Ninjago, I will watch.
Now,
Cyberpunk.
you can't just say, I'm going to go watch Cyberpunk, and then watch one episode and get distracted by fucking Elsa
I will
and
watch it
Anna's
fully.
Big Adventure.
I
or whatever.
swear, if he says he watches one season of Ninjago and he doesn't enjoy it, I will finish the rest of Cyberpunk. Fully.
Okay.
I will put
We have a deal.
everything else down. I will put down the Bad Batch.
I've watched
Whoa.
70 episodes of a show for my sister just so she could watch JoJo's. So I think you basically have signed your
I'm gonna have him watch
you're gonna
the entirety of